So good afternoon and a warm welcome to the live webcast of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout, a time trial. It is an absolutely magic day here in Rotorua and of course in the mighty Whakarewarewa forest. Beautiful conditions, got a light breeze out there today, but you know, not a, well, there are a couple of clouds in the sky, but no chance of rain. Currently sitting around 22 degrees, so make sure that you're staying well hydrated, that you're slip, slop and slapping and keeping yourself protected ahead of tomorrow's racing. We are here at the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout where the top 10 are about to take on this 1.9 kilometre course. The riders will be set off one at a time to complete the course. The fastest rider then will sit in the hot seat until a faster rider knocks them off. It's hotly contended. Now, if the rider is left sitting in the hot seat, they will be scoring that cash at the end. Thanks to Rotorua Isuzu, we've got $250 up for grabs for the overall fastest male and female riders. And of course, the seating positions for the 100 kilometre event tomorrow, the 50 and the 25. So those riders are vying for those top seated priority ahead of racing action tomorrow with the Waka 100 presented by Camelback tomorrow. So before we get into that top 10 shootout, let's have a look at what happened at the shootout last year.
Big step up, not something I was kind of expecting, but yeah, pretty happy. Yeah, it's pretty hard stuff, obviously, like you just max out the whole time, so you know, no time to recover, but also no time to think, so just as hard as you can.
So big thanks to the team, our key partners, Fever Pitch Visuals, MB3, Famously Rotorua, Video Rotorua, along with Camelback for your amazing support. Someone else I need to introduce this afternoon, another amazing rider, currently injured, that is Tristan Haycock. Hey Tristan, how's your day going?
Yeah, good. It's awesome to be here at the Waka 100 for 2018.
I know, it's epic. Hey, now, you're not racing. You raced last year. You finished 5th in the shootout and also in the Waka 100. So why are you racing this time?
Yeah, so I picked up a bit of a knee injury a few weeks ago, so it's put me off the bike for quite a long time, and yeah, now finding myself here on the microphone with you.
Pretty good gig though. Sun shining, living the dream, and of course we get to see some amazing racing action as it unfolds. So what are the riders feeling at the moment? You know, they're lining up to compete in the shootout. They're thinking about those seating positions for tomorrow. What's going through their heads?
Yeah, so I guess trying to execute your race plan. You've gone out and you've practiced the course. You know your way around it really well, and trying to keep those nerves under control. Obviously, the adrenaline pumping through your body. That's really hard and quite a skill to learn.
And of course, they'll be looking ahead to tomorrow too with the event that they've chosen. So the Waka 100 presented by Camelback. So how does today affect what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I guess getting a really good seating position not only gives you a bucket load of confidence going into tomorrow, but also it puts you up the front and makes that start, the first sort of 10, 15 Ks that much easier. You don't have to worry about passing or being passed by anyone because you're up the front, you're where you want to be.
And of course, we've got some great supporters out here today. What's the value of the supporters for the riders? Where does that pay off?
Yeah, awesome. So when you're feeling a little bit down, what you do out there when you're out there for 5-6 hours plus, supporters, people out there cheering you on, other forest users, it's great, and it really motivates you to keep going.
Very cool. So when does it start to get hard? You know, we're looking at 100 kilometres. For your experience last year, when did you sort of go, this is feeling really hard, or does it all go right from the start?
Yes, obviously after the adrenaline wears off after the first sort of half an hour or so, you settle into your rhythm and you're just chipping away. It does get harder as you're ticking off the climbs. Looking into the second 50, you really start hurting.
So coming back now to the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout, the time trial today, 1.9 kilometre course. I know that Cosmo Bloor set the fastest time last year with a time of 5:01, so pretty fast. This year we've got that pro line. How do you reckon that's going to affect the times out there?
Yeah, so obviously the pro line opened up straight down into the river. It's going to probably cut off 20 seconds maybe. So it'll be interesting to see how that alters the times, along with the forest's obviously in a different condition to last year. So depending on how much rain we've had, it depends on how hard packed the dirt is.
So let's just say the shootout is about to get really exciting. We're looking forward to seeing it. Hey, we're going to go through a course overview with Lewis Ryan with GoPro with commentary too.
What up, team? You're on board with Lewis Ryan. We're heading out to check out a loop of the Waka TT Shootout. Getting ready for all the action to kick off from midday Saturday. Rolling out here, the first half of the course is predominantly gravel road. Plenty of chances to light it up, give all the power you've got before we come through the famous Rosebank Trail. It's got everything to test all the best riders and totally an enjoyable trail. You'll notice the loose gravel here at the start. Riders' adrenaline will be pumping, they'll be laying down everything they've got. We're just going to keep it sensible. Plenty of chances to wash out. Make sure you stay smart about your lines, but definitely light it up when you've got the chance. Here we go now, rolling into the first little climb. So early on in the race, you're going to be feeling good. Just give it everything you've got. Get over the top as quick as possible. You'll get a small chance to recover afterwards, so don't be afraid to give it horses. Over the top of that first little climb, you're coming into the back of Mudpool Loop. Beautiful scenery in here. Incredible redwoods to the right. Pristine planted forests to the left. Take the time to sit up, grab a couple breaths, appreciate where you are, and get ready to lay it down again, because here we come into the next little climb. Again, don't be afraid to lay it down. Give it everything you've got. It'll be over before you know it. This is the last little section of gravel road. Take your last few deep breaths. Get yourself into a gear that you can climb up, because in a few hundred meters, we're taking a sharp right-hand turn straight up one of the steepest, most technical little climbs on the course. Get ready to lay it down. There we go. As if you hadn't already been working hard enough. This is that steep, rooty, every bit of power you've got to get up there. And then keep on the gas, because this false flat climb, get you a whole load of time over someone that soft pedals over the top. This section here, super sharp left-hander coming up, hard on the brakes, and accelerate again everything you've got. Really work the body through here. Nailing those lines and pumping is going to be worth way more than pedaling. Make sure to nail it. Coming up here, famously Rotorua, corkscrew climb. Many races have been won and lost here. It's steep, it's technical, there's plenty of roots, and just the two big corners, they'll make you work for every bit of speed. Power up over the top again, get ready for the next descent. Woo. Right, there's nothing easy about this course. It's only a few minutes, but it'll take everything you've got. through this section, it's all about staying smooth, keeping off the brakes, making the most of the famous Rotorua Hero dirt. You might feel like you're flying, but I promise those tyres will grip up when you need them to. That's what's so cool about racing here. This next section, we got a technical drop, plenty of line choice. You can go around the outside and keep it smooth, or just go straight up the guts for an aggressive one. There you go, another cool little fast technical section. Going straight into a steep climb at 100 metres or so. Make sure you get into a smaller gear here. You're going to be working hard up around this next steep little techie climb. It'll definitely catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it. Straight up there, full power, and then compose yourself for this next technical section. Big drops, loose dirt, safely through. That really brings the adrenaline through the roof. And then you got to prepare again for the next section. The BDO clipping. Here we go. Coming in hot, you got a couple big drops off the top here, and then rolling straight into the camelback splash through that famous creek crossing. And then full power again to the finish line. Only a couple 100 metres of gravel road now. No point leaving anything in the tank. You gotta finish with everything you've got. Every second's gonna count in this sort of racing. Full gas, light it up on the gravel. Take this corner smooth, you don't want to wash out at the last second, and then light it up. The crowd will love you if you give them a good sprint. Woo.
So there we have it, the course commentary with Lewis Ryan. Great to get that inside word and that great commentary on the GoPro caught there. And speaking of pros, we're about to catch up with the pro riders. Tristan Haycock is going to be kicking it off, catching up with Liz Smith from Australia. Tristan, tell us a little bit about Liz.
Awesome, thanks Philly. So I'm here with Liz Smith, former 24-hour world champion. So Liz, what do we think of the shootout course today?
I'm actually more nervous about this than any other race I've ever done. It's a lot shorter and a lot more effort and a lot quicker than what I've ever done before. So, and it's on a track that I've ridden once that it has now had line changes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess us endurance riders feel a bit like a rookie coming across here to the short course.
Certainly, like I said, it's not something I've ever done before. Normally, you can get into it, get your rhythm going, settle into it. But here, you don't have a chance. It's red line, full gas the whole way, or try to get to that point anyway.
Yeah, and also obviously our Scotland World 24-hour champs on this weekend. What made you choose Waka over Scotland?
Unfortunately, I got an injury before the Worlds last year, which tampered that defence last year and finished second, and I haven't really fully recovered from that. So I could probably manage 7 hours on a bike. I've 12 hours and had to pull out the last 24 I did. So any excuse to come to Rotorua and ride these amazing trails. And it's a lot warmer.
Awesome, all right. Thanks, Liz. So next up we got Josie.
And we are catching up with Josie. And of course, Josie is the Waka 100 defending champ for the ladies. And of course, the Shootout women's record holder. 6 minutes 32, is that right, Josie, last year?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So a new pro line this year. Do you reckon you'll be able to nudge a bit of time, shave a bit of time off that record?
Yeah, I was a bit of a rookie last year. I had a fall late in the first 50 metres, so definitely hopefully quicker this year, even with the fall. But yeah, that new fast line, I guess maybe 15, 20 seconds. But yeah, probably like the mental confidence is a big thing.
Yeah, the top 2 inches, so more important for that aspect than anything else. We also have Cosmo Bloor here. Now, he was at he's a record holder for the course, for the Shootout course, and Tristan's going to catch up with him now.
Awesome, Cosmo. How you going?
Yeah, pretty good.
Sweet. So obviously been a former rider at World Championships, UCI World Championships for XCO. How is this different from XCO riding here at Waka?
Everything I can. There are quite a few riders here that can kind of put me in my place down a few hills. So I've got to make sure that I have my eye on my best game going down there, and that I ride as fast as I can.
Awesome. Good luck tomorrow, Cosmo. And last but not least, we got Benji May.
We do have Benji May. Now, Benji May from Australia. You did the marathon world champs this year. Unfortunately, you had a crash last year in Waka 100. I think you were just behind Tristan, weren't you?
I think I was, yeah. So
should we blame him?
we'll keep that quiet. But it was a bit unfortunate, so close to the end as well. So.
Yeah, on hot cross buns.
Exactly, yeah. Fantastic bit of track, but yeah, just caught me out and clipped the tree, and yeah, rear derailleur was gone. So a little bit of a long walk, but hopefully this year I can get across the line.
Yeah, we hope so too. So preparation this year, Waka 100, it's one of the toughest. How has preparation gone?
It sort of deviated a bit from what I originally planned. So picked up a virus when I was overseas racing this year, and really just been focused on recovery. So just starting to get back on the bike now, and did a few good rides on Thursday, Friday. So we'll see what happens. So really just the aim's just to finish this year.
Fantastic. And conditions are looking pretty mint tomorrow. It's probably going to be a little bit warmer than we were expecting. How does that come into play?
Definitely the fluid, so definitely trying to keep them up, and maybe pace a little bit more as well. So just try and keep that top end down, and really just focus on trying to get across the line.
Absolutely. So nutrition and fluid, ensuring that the races are going to complete the 100 kilometres tomorrow. Hey, so best of luck. Thanks so much for talking to us, and we're looking forward to seeing you shoot it out with the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout time trial getting underway very shortly for the men. We are counting down to the start of the ladies getting underway. Bridget Lodge is going to be our first rider out in the shootout, and of course we've got Tristan with us. So Tristan, how will people be feeling at the moment? These ladies that are preparing, getting ready for the shootout, what will be going through their heads?
Yeah, I guess it's just keep those legs moving. You've done your warm up, you've done your course prep. You know what you have to do. So just keeping calm. Or other riders like to psych up. I guess music, loud, obnoxious music. It's whatever works for you, and line up in that start chute and then go and smash it.
And then you're saying earlier, because you came fifth in last year's shootout, so we're just talking about that adrenaline, keeping that under control, because, you don't want to put it all out there. You talked about 80% for last year, but that sort of got overwhelmed with that adrenaline that kicks in. So how do you check that? How do you make sure you're keeping that in line?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess different people have different methods. For me, it's just trying to psych up before, and then focus on what I need to do. And then I really put a lot of pressure on myself going into a race like this, and just really execute it and focus on the little things, the 1%ers, making sure I'm nailing the corners right and on my lines, and that really helps me get through.
Fantastic. And I guess it's one of those things that, it's the top 2 inches, that mental strength that's definitely going to help tomorrow with the Waka 100, because let's face it, you have to be mentally strong to complete that event too. So what will riders be doing tonight in preparation?
Yeah, awesome. So obviously a little bit of massage maybe, tons of hydration, a good meal, and then an early night before the race starts tomorrow morning.
A good night's sleep, absolutely. Well, we are ready to rock and roll. This is the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout. We have got the top woman lined up, ready to race. The first rider is going to be Bridget Lane. We'll be catching the racing action as it unfolds very, very shortly. the starting chute. So top 10 women, if you could please make your way to the starter's chute. We need Ruby Wright. Feeling?
Oh, my tummy's turned.
Well, we're going to be harnessing those nerves, I think. The 1.9 kilometres. You've gone out and done a recce ride?
Yeah, yesterday.
Nice. So you got your lines picked. You sort of know where you're heading?
I've got it, yeah.
Good luck. Have a great race. We're looking forward to seeing you come back in. It is the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial ahead of the Waka 100 tomorrow, presented by Camelback. We're looking forward to seeing Bridget Lodge make her way back here. Racing action. Of course, the weather's looking absolutely superb for the next few days here in Rotorua. So if you're visiting, welcome. It's great to have you here in our beautiful city and, of course, in the amazing Whakarewarewa forest. Over 160 kilometres of single track out there for you to enjoy. And, of course, we caught up with the pros earlier. Cosmo Bloor, the shootout record holder with a time of 5:01. That new pro line has gone in. So we're finding out how much faster these top 10 riders can make the course this year. We are standing by. And the first of our female riders is off, Bridget Lodge, in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial for 2018. Next rider up, Jessica Manchester.
As mountain bikers, we live for rhythm and flow. Managing the ruts and routes along the way can be challenging. It's a constant balancing act when you're pushing beyond your comfort zone. When it comes to your business, the same principles apply. In a fast-paced commercial landscape, the wheels keep on spinning. And that's why we are here to help when you push into new markets, supporting you in reaching great achievements and overcoming challenges to keep you on the trail to success.
This is the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial for 2018. Tristan Haycock is joining me in the finishing chute. Tristan, you've been out, you've done a recce on the course. We caught up with Ryan Lewis earlier with his GoPro commentary of the course out there. Taking a look at the features, what's your favourite one? What's the standout out there?
Yeah, so Lewis did a really good job with the commentary. So I think coming towards the end of the loop, the shoot down to the river, to the Camelback splash, always really interesting. And it's been taped, so it'll be interesting to see if the riders actually practiced with the taping. That's obviously really important. So going down there, it's quite steep, a few drops, very slippery, I would imagine. And there's a little jump at the bottom. I've heard from a few of the riders that the rivers really fill as well. So it's going to be really, really challenging out there.
So taking a look at the other features out on course, we've got the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So what's the best way to tackle that that feature?
Yeah, I guess there's a few lines through there. Obviously I find sticking to the outsides, there's big braking bumps and roots. So both climbing and ascending through the corkscrew, I stick on the outside lines.
Taking that outside line, winner, chicken dinner. What about the Giant Bicycles log roll? Now, I know that we were talking about this earlier, and one of the sneaky little lines has actually been taped off, so that's going to change a few of the racing angles this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. I remember practicing out on course with a bunch of other riders last year, and we all spotted that as the hot line straight through the middle. However, there's a big Giant sign in the middle there, so great advertising for Giant, not so great for the riders. So I guess around the outside, nice and smooth, going to give you a good corner exit speed.
Cool, so then moving on to the next one after we've gone through the Giant Bicycle log roll is the Electrical Solutions Alley. So talk us through this point.
Yeah, so just after the log roll, you pop out and it's quite a nice fast shoot. Little routes, probably quite easy to get a pinch flat through there, I'd imagine, so make sure you're running tubeless or got those pressures dialed. A couple of lines again, there's a few trees in the middle of the track, so just picking your way through. No good for me with my bar ends on my big wide bars.
Oh, I love it. Hey, now the next one is labelled a sprint. It's the MB3 sprint.
Yeah, so obviously quite a hard one for the riders. That's again, I guess the second and final chance to really let rip, open those legs up and just really power through the forest.
So as you can see, if we look at the screen, we can see the riders coming through that famously Rotorua corkscrew. So you can see Bridget there taking through the line, sticking to the outside too. She must have heard you, Tristan, and your little tips there. So Bridget Lodge out on course and the famously Rotorua corkscrew as she comes on through.
Yeah, I wonder if she can hear me out there because she's picking some really nice lines. This will be interesting how she rides into this corner. It drops off quite a bit.
So it looks like she's negotiating her way through there pretty well too. So another feature out there is the BDO Rotorua cutting as well. So how does that stack up with the riders today?
Yeah, so Bridget can't be too far off the cutting. So that's towards the end of the loop, just before the drop into the camelback splash. Again, plenty of lines. I prefer to stick up high on the left. Not a lot of people like it, but it allows me to sort of regather my thoughts and then assess my options for the next little section.
So just waiting for Bridget to come back onto screen. We can just see her there, negotiating the giant bicycle log roll as she comes through that section, of course. And now talking about the camelback splash, how important is it getting your line right through there?
Yeah, so it's obviously really, really important. This is my favourite one and always the one with my athletes that I coach, we spend a lot of time there working on getting through it. My advice to Bridget out there at the moment is try and lift that front wheel up and I guess just wheelie or even jump through there. There's plenty of lines above. Choose what picks your fancy and then work your way down to the river.
Are there any hidden gems in the stream, like rocks and stuff? Does it pay to do a walkthrough to have a feel before you tackle that feature?
Yeah, there's a few little holes that hide in there, so it definitely does pay to go have a look at it. But also there's been in the past crocs down there, so what line she takes.
So she should be popping into shot very shortly. Of course, you can see the creek there. There we have her, making her way through the creek, and that little pinch, I tell you what, technical onto another technical pinch climb.
Yeah, for sure. So you come off there, before you drop in, you're in quite a high gear, coming in at quite a lot of speed, and then obviously you got to get the shifting done somewhere to get up that next hill. So it's really challenging for the riders who don't know that course very well.
Absolutely. So Ruby might be having the local knowledge advantage here with that line, but we're waiting for Bridget. Here she comes, just coming into the finishing chute, making her way through the final stages, giving it horns in the final stages to finish off her run here in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial. We've got next rider sitting on the starting line, Jessica Manchester, another New Zealand rider, lining up, ready to roll. She's carrying a chapstick too. So Jessica is off in the Rotorua Isuzu time trial, Shootout time trial for 2018. Of course, these riders, they are hungry for that $250 prize package and, of course, those seating positions. So they're heading out. Jessica's heading out on course.
Awesome. So thanks, Philly. So we're here with Bridget Lodge, first rider out there for the top 10 female. How did you find the course?
I'm breathing hard. It was great. It was a cool course. Good fun.
Is this your first time here in Rotorua?
Yeah. First walker anyway. Ridden a few times here, but yeah, first time at it. My husband entered me for Christmas, so thanks, Brendan. It's a great gift.
Awesome. And so what do you think of the course out there for the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout?
I mean, cool drops, good fun, nice challenge for me. It was good to nail it. I'm glad I stayed upright.
Yeah, I was commentating on your lines out there, looking really smooth, picking the nice lines and keeping it upright for tomorrow.
Thank you, that's what it was about.
Yeah, good job. And good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you, cheers.
Awesome stuff. Congratulations, Bridget. Nice wee run out there, getting compliments from Christian out there as well. So we are just hanging out with Ruby, right? How are you doing, Ruby? So we're back here in the hot seat. How does it feel?
Yeah, pretty good. My lungs are recovering now, so yeah, it was a fast shootout, that's for sure.
Fantastic stuff. Hey, now, so local knowledge. You reckon that's going to play ball today?
Hopefully, yeah. No, it's a good little loop, so yeah, hopefully I've got the lines dialed.
Sure you have. It was an impressive run. So while you're sitting here waiting, are you sort of thinking, please don't be faster than me?
Yeah, for sure, but no, all the fast girls are coming out now, so we'll just see.
You've done pretty well. So ahead of tomorrow's race, what's the plan for tonight?
Probably just relax and, yeah, get into the race mind and hopefully have a really good one tomorrow.
Is Dad cooking tea?
Oh no, Dad will be on the couch. He's racing tomorrow as well. So Mum will be looking after us both tomorrow.
So with Dad racing as well, is there a bit of father-daughter rivalry happening?
I wish I could say that, but I think he's beaten me with entering the 100 anyway. So I'm just doing the 50. So yeah, good one, Tim.
So Dad's a bit of a legend entering the 100 over your 50 kilometres, you reckon?
Yeah, got to finish yet, but yeah, tops to him.
And Karina. So we're just trying to locate her. Do you know where she is, Tristan?
Awesome, thanks, Philly. How well does Ruby Ryan speak on the microphone? So here comes Jessica Manchester into the corkscrew. Looks like she's climbing up the hill, so there's a few rooty, I guess you could almost call them step-ups. She's made her way up there, still laying the power down. So Jess obviously choosing to ride a hardtail today. It's probably going to be really, really ideal for the shootout this afternoon, but she might struggle a little bit riding around for 3 or 4 hours on the routes tomorrow in the Waka 50.
Yeah, all that racing action getting underway. Of course, she's coming through the famously Rotorua corkscrew there, making her way through that feature of the course. So it is a 1.9 kilometre course out there, so these riders...
Yeah, just watching the speed that she carries through the corners, it's really, really awesome to see. So Jess obviously been able to keep up with a lot of the boys and beat a lot of the boys as well out on course, so she's riding really well.
I think it's you just got chicked. Yeah. Chicks who like to race fast. It's awesome stuff. So Jessica Manchester out on course, taking in those features. We've been through the famously Rotorua corkscrew, also the giant bicycle log roll. She's coming up to the electrical solutions alley now, so making her way through the course. Jessica pop into shot.
Yeah, funnily enough, Jessica Manchester actually a Camelback sponsored rider, so she's coming down to the Camelback splash now, so it'll be interesting to see how she negotiates her way through the river.
So a little pullback with the front wheel there, and of course powering up that nasty little pinch. Catches me out every time, but I'm nowhere near as fit as these riders coming through. And she'll be making her way across the bridge, and we'll be seeing Jessica arrive shortly to see what her time is in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial for 2018. You can see her coming through now. She'll be giving it horns, Tristan?
Yeah, she'll be pedaling as hard as she can now, so you expect her up out of the saddle into the final straight.
Pumping on those bars. Head down, focused on crossing that finish line in the fastest time as possible. So we'll just be waiting to find out what her time is. And we've got Ronya Hill-Wright lining up on the starting line. Ronya getting ready to race in the time trial. So 6:48 for Jessica Manchester. So Ruby still in the hot seat, babes. As Ronya Hill-Wright heads out on course for her 1.9 kilometre. And hopefully Tristan's going to be able to catch up with Jessica and find out how her race unfolded in the shootout here with the time trial. So we'll just give Jessica a chance to catch her breath, and Tristan's going to catch up with her now.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Philly. So, Jess, how'd you find your loop out there today?
Tiring, but fun. Yeah, it was good. Hit the system hard.
Yeah, so I guess it's quite different the first half and the second half of the lap, from powering up the hill to picking your way on the downhill back through Rosebank. How'd you find that?
Well, like you said, you have to power your way through the top half, and then you really got to think about the second half. You want to make the right choices. I did make a few wrong lines. Should have probably ridden it properly beforehand, but all good. It was heaps of fun. So.
Now, I hear you're actually moving to Rotorua later on this year, so there'll be plenty of opportunities to learn all the lines through Rosebank.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to moving here. It's going to be great. I'm going to know all the tracks. So.
Awesome, man. So tomorrow, Waka 50, what's the plan?
Last the whole race. Just get to the finish, hold a nice consistent pace the whole way through. So.
Awesome, well done today, Jess.
Thank you.
Sweet, thanks. Back to you, Philly.
Awesome stuff. So there you have it, Jessica Manchester giving us a lowdown on her Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial. And of course, if you are racing tomorrow, make sure you get registered before 5 p.m. today. Go and see the lovely team in the registration tent. And you can get yourself sorted ahead of the racing action tomorrow. We are, of course, waiting to see Ronya Hill-Wright out on course. She's a local rider who's currently out on course, so we're waiting to see the cameras catching her in action to see how that racing is unfolding through those features out on the course, that 1.9 kilometre course. We're going to catch up with Tim Farmer very shortly. He's actually the Rosebank adoptee, so we'll be able to find out a little bit more about the course and how it stacks up for the riders today. And of course, the riders coming through that camelback splash in the final stages here today. So we are counting down, we are waiting patiently to see Ronya appear on camera to find out whereabouts she is on course. And we can just see that that famously Rotorua corkscrew. So we'll see if we can catch her out there today. So I'm going to catch up with Tim Farmer from Enduro Events, of course, the team that brings us the incredible Waka 100 mountain biking marathon. And we can just see that Ronya Hill-Wright appeared on screen here on the corkscrew. Now, Tim, you are the adoptee of the Rosebank Trail. This is the trail that we're using on the shootout today. So what are riders experiencing out there?
Yeah, it's a real sort of technical undulating cross-country course. It's a real bit old school. There's no berms. There's no real jumps on it. It's just lots of big roots and lots of little pinch climbs. So it's sort of heart rate goes to the max and yeah, just real hard.
Yeah, and it is. It's fast and furious, 1.9 kilometres, and the riders are definitely leaving it out there. Your favourite feature on Rosebank?
Oh, there's two. So I like the giant log roll, but the splash is obviously world famous. Single speed world champs has had millions of views. That Takmutu shot from Mountain Bike Rotorua, so he did a quick little video on there. But yeah, the whole thing's got cool, like the BDO cutting with the roots. There's saw a few crashes on there before we went live today. So yeah, just a really cool testing course.
And something that you've added this year, that pro line coming down to the camelback splash?
Yeah, definitely. Now Tristan's not riding, we had to make it easier. So we've just sent them straight into the creek because Tristan kept complaining. But you see Ron just straight over the log roll there on the giant section. So she's just straight into it, being an EWS rider. Should be looking forward to EWS dropping into Rotorua in March.
Yeah, something for us to look forward to on the mountain biking calendar. And I can tell you what, Rotorua is just growing and growing with events. And the calibre of riders too coming out, it's phenomenal. And that must be exciting from your aspect with, you know, the international riders going, hey, this is an event that I've got to be part of, I've got to be at. Yeah,
definitely. It's been big growth for the last 4 years in this event. Starting to get European riders. Obviously, Yolanda was coming. Her brother's here, so her brother set a pretty blistering time on the on his bike out there. So yeah, it's just really cool. We had riders from Norway. We've had Hong Kong, Japan, USA, Canada over the last few years. So just really cool.
And so huge growth too, like from numbers have just gone through the roof. I know that you've been blown away with entries this year.
Yeah, definitely. So the female participants, which has been one of our objectives with the event, is growing by like 10%. So definitely trying to encourage more ladies on bikes. So it's good seeing like Ron out here. So she's one of the coaches who does jump clinics out in the forest. So really cool to see them out there doing it. So they're about to drop into the camelback splash, so let's see if she makes it through or goes over the bars.
I think she'll have this dialed. I think she'll be locked and loaded. Ronya Hill-Wright coming down the camelback splash, coming into shot now. See?
Yeah, look at that. It's nice.
Looks pretty perfect.
There's actually a little hole there that's probably about up to your hubs deep, and if you hit it square, you're over the bars. So
I was just talking to Tristan about that, about, you know, the underwater hidden features that, you know, it always pays to go and have a bit of a scope and figure out what is going on, what lies beneath the waters of that wee stream. We can see Ronya now. She's popping into sight. And we're finding out how she is going to stack up in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial for 2018. She's standing up on the pedals, putting in those final pumps as she comes across the line. And we'll be finding out where she ends up and how she stacks up. And whether Ruby is safe on the hot seat. 6:57, so Ruby sitting proud, sitting strong on the shootout. So Ruby, how's it feeling? Another rider through, another spot of you sitting on the hot seat.
Yeah. No, we still have a few fast riders to come, so can't get too comfortable.
Oh, good. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy being out there. Enjoy the shade. You got a good posse, I reckon. It's pretty warm out there. If you are out in the sun, make sure you're slot slapping. Make sure you're staying hydrated and keeping yourself in prime condition, especially if you're an athlete tomorrow. If you're racing tomorrow, we're just counting down to the next of the riders making their way through.
Awesome, thanks Felice. I'm here with Ronya. Ronya, how did you find the course out there today?
I'm not used to so much pedalling. It was hard work.
Yes, obviously bringing out the trail bike for a play today. Are you planning on riding that tomorrow?
This one's a cross-country bike compared to my bike. So I'll be racing this one tomorrow. Yeah.
Awesome, and we're tackling the Waka 100 or the Waka 50?
Oh, just the 50. I don't have a death wish.
Awesome, so hope you enjoyed your lap and good luck out there tomorrow.
Thanks. See you guys tomorrow.
Awesome, so that was Ronya Hill-Wright, and I believe we've just tracked down Edwin Crossley. So Edwin, last year's winner. How are we going?
Oh, I'm in attendance. I'm looking forward to an awesome day tomorrow. It's awesome the sun's come out. Certainly not used to it coming from Wellington, but I love coming back here every time.
Yeah, cool. And I noticed we got a bit more travel on our bike this year. We're out for a bit of a play.
Oh, I definitely will be out for a bit of a play tomorrow. Still will be hurting. You got no option really with that, but the reason I love coming back here, you know, whether I'm going for the win or not, is that it's awesome tracks. You literally get to ride every one of them, and you know you can have fun, as much fun as you want.
Yeah, cool. So what's the plan going into this afternoon? Are we going to try and win the cash monies, or are we just going for a bit of a play?
I'm going to be honest, it's definitely a bit of a play. I'd love to give it a burn, but I think the last time I really went for it was probably on my commute into town. That's pretty much it. So we'll see what the legs do, but I just want to have some fun.
Awesome. Cheers for catching up with us, Edwin, and good luck this afternoon.
Cheers. Thank you.
So that's awesome. Edward Crossling, defending champ in the Waka 100 for 2018. We're looking forward to seeing him start his race tomorrow, and of course, with the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout time trial. We've got Catherine Wright out on course at the moment. She is one of the 38 riders from Christchurch. So another New Zealand rider, Christine hailing from Christchurch. So it's great to have such great representation. You heard Tim earlier talking about the amazing turnout of international riders and also the locals from around New Zealand coming through. So we're just waiting to see where the riders are out on course. So Catherine Wright should be coming into shot very shortly, fingers crossed. There she is. We can see her making her way through the famously Rotorua corkscrew. Bit of a climb up. And then the descent down also.
Yeah, so I guess the secret through here, Philly, is just keeping it smooth, keeping it consistent, and flowing that momentum. There's one thing that riding single speeds taught me, it's exactly that. You got to flow, and you got to link sections together. Again, through the famously Rotorua corkscrew here, that's what it's all about, linking the turns and linking the technical sections, carrying your momentum. So you can see Catherine doing that now around the corner, and she's just going to pop straight back out, carrying the speed from the prior straight and reducing the amount of energy she has to spend.
Yeah, we're just talking that with Christine Wright, so out on course from Christchurch. And we're just thinking about how, getting that flow and that momentum working in your favour, so you're not losing all that energy, so that, when you're 80 Ks in tomorrow, that you're still feeling relatively fresh and focused. So using the trails to your advantage, I guess, is a great way to term it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it's all about. And Rotorua has a distinct way of teaching you to do that. Rotorua rides like no other place I've ever ridden in the country or in the world. So you can see her coming through the Electric Solutions alley now, and she's making her way towards the second half of the loop. So it'll be interesting to see how Christine handles this next section. Obviously coming from Christchurch, not a lot of roots down there, more so rocks, and there's not a lot of rocks here in Rotorua, so it'd be interesting to see how she comes through the BDO cutting. We're expecting her any moment now, Philly.
And I tell you what, we've been dry leading up to this event. The trails will be feeling it, won't they? So, we haven't had rain for 5 days now? It's been pretty dry. So what are the trail conditions like, Tristan?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess in some of the top trails up near the top of the forest, sort of Billy T, Kung Fu Walrus, I'd still expect it to be a little bit soggy. However, the exposed stuff like Tukanohi, split ends, it's going to be very, very dusty, probably a little bit loose on the surface.
That whole pumice surface, that dirt that we've got here, making things a little bit loose, and things definitely move under the riders on those exposed trails. And we're just waiting for Christine to make her way. She made a splash. The Camelback splash is well and truly well named. She's making that climb out of that little pinch. Looks like the supporters are there cheering her on too as she makes her way back to the event village here. So she'll be going right, business end. Well, it's all been business out there, but she'll be definitely trying to pin these final stages.
Yeah, exactly. This is the time now where you can make up for any mistakes that you've made previously in your lap. So just drop in as many watts as you can into the final few straights.
So another rider coming through. It doesn't look as though Christine Wright will be able to knock Ruby off her hot seat at this present point in time, but she's still got a big smile on her face. The next rider set to head out is Kim Johnson. So Kim Johnson on the start line, ready to make her way out onto this 1.9 kilometre course. And as she heads out through the starting straight, she'll be thinking about the course ahead of her. So Christine Wright finishing her run at the time of 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So Ruby Ryan still sitting pretty with a blistering place of 6:20. So 6 minutes, 20 seconds. That local knowledge definitely paying advantage there, methinks. But we'll have to wait and see, as Ruby has pointed out, a lot of fast ladies still to come through. We've got Poppy Bosnick, Mary Gray, Liz Smith, Emmy Blanche and Josie Wilcox, of course, the defending champs, still to roll through in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial. Of course, we're going to be finding out who's going to be walking away with $250 cash, and also who's going to be picking up those awesome seated positions. And we've got Tristan hanging out with Christine from Christchurch.
Christine from Christchurch, how you going?
Yeah, good, thanks. Pretty tired.
How many times you come up to Waka 100?
This is my fourth time. Yeah.
Fourth time, and I heard there's a bit of a crew, quite a big crew coming up from Christchurch. What's the big sell factor for you to come up?
Oh, the trails up here are just fantastic, and the thing I love about here, if it rains, you're still allowed to ride the trails. So at home, unfortunately, the way the soil is, you sort of have to, as soon as it starts sprinkling with rain, you're out. So yeah, it's good.
So I sort of commented on during your lap, obviously the amount of roots here. How do you find that? Is that really challenging?
I didn't mind so much out there. It's all right if they're dry, but we've a whole lot of us that are here now actually went over to Canada to the BC bike race. There's a lot of routes there, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And how'd your lap go this afternoon?
It was good. It was pretty hard. Forgot to drop my seat post on one wee drop and thought it was going to be game over, but no, it was all right. It's good fun.
Awesome. Well done out there, Christine, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Awesome work, Tristan. And of course, this is all part of the lead up to the Waka 100. Over 900 participants are taking part in one of the 6 events that are happening over today and tomorrow. Of course, we are in the midst of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial, which is pretty epic. And we're going to be catching up with Tim Palmer from Enduro Events, of course, the team that brings you this phenomenal event. It is all part of the giant Waka 100 event, the New Zealand Sotheby's International Realty 50-kilometre event, the Lazine 25-kilometre event, the Women's 10K Fun Ride, the Waka Kids 5.5-kilometre Fun Ride, the Croucher Brewing King and Queen of the Mountains, and of course what we're doing right now, the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout, a time trial. It's awesome to have you here. We've got live sounds being brought to us by the DJ here. I'm just losing totally my train of thought. Must be the heat. Tim, awesome event. We're looking forward to seeing the racing action unfold tomorrow, but we are in the midst of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout. Some of the technical difficulties, data. We're bringing this to you live, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, so MB3 is a data company that's helping us out. They're actually bringing a signal off a house way up on the hill behind us and dropping it into the event village and then sending it to the broadcast van. So it's a bit of a logistics to get it in, and they set it up probably Monday, and they've been testing. So really hard to get data for a live stream into a remote area without a fibre connection. So wicked effort by them and wicked effort by Fever Pitch. So
yeah, it's awesome because we're sitting here and we can see Kim Johnson coming up the famously Rotorua corkscrew as we speak. So she's out on course at the moment. So this is great, being able to see this racing action unfold live from the forest. So epic. Well done. High fives to the team.
Yeah, so we're going to have a crew out there tomorrow doing Facebook Live around key areas of the course, bringing updates as well. So there's going to be a whole lot of stuff happening tomorrow. Of course, we've got Mr. Randall back on the decks tomorrow, DJing again at the start. Then we've got Lawton Cora from Cora, obviously back in the day, and a bit of LAB, does bits with Fly My Pretties and all sorts of stuff like that. So if you're in Rotorua, just rock on down at 12 o'clock and you get to see Lawton and his duo up on stage.
So not just racing action, lots of entertainment to be had here at Event HQ. So make sure you come back tomorrow and support the riders. And of course, they'll be all finishing up their races here at Event HQ. So we've got Kim Johnson making her way through now with the giant bicycles log roll coming through.
So Electrical Solutions, one of our key partners, they're also helping us out with the course today, or this whole week they've been out there with us doing the logistics. So big ups to Craig from Electrical Solutions. In this little section now, we're going to call it the laying log, because the director of the company, Kath Cross, she had a little lie down there when she went out mountain biking. So love you lots, Kath, but had to do that for you.
Do you know what? I think it's kind of fair. Sometimes, maybe the riders should do that tomorrow in the Waka 100, just have a little lie down somewhere. Take a chill.
There's definitely going to be some lie downs. I crashed in Rosebank showing some international guys around last year, so it was quite hilarious. So coming into the BDO cutting, the guys there at BDO Accountants, they've been supporting mountain biking since forever. I think they all ride bikes. A bit too scared to do the 50 today, or the 100 even, but yeah, they're out there supporting us, and really stoked to have them on board. So this is super hard. The step downs there, they drop down about 2.5 metres. She's down to about 3 metres and drop from the top now. And then she's going to head down towards a creek. She has an option to go left, which sends you down the pro line. And that can either go really well or it can go really bad if you drop your front wheel in that mud. So let's see what happens.
It's those decisions that each rider needs to make. So we'll just wait and see which line Kim is going to be taking, whether she's going to be taking the straight line, the hard and fast, or whether she's going to be taking around that B line, taking a little bit gentle. Note, she chose the A line coming through there, looking pretty clean through there too, Tim, as she makes her way back up that little pinch. That pinch catches me out every time.
It's that corner.
Yeah.
That is the corner that everybody hates. So Tomorrow we're going to put the plug back in the drain, so we're going to fill up the creek because everybody's going to be a bit hot because it's meant to hit 24 degrees tomorrow. So there'll be a free shower or a free wash at the end. So bring some soap if you're riding 100. It'll just tuck in your back pocket there.
And that's the thing. Do riders look forward to that? Do they go, yes, I'm going to get a little bit of a refreshing splash, or is it kind of like, oh my gosh, I've got to make sure that I don't stuff that up as they drop into the final stages of their race? Tristan?
Yeah, well, I find after 9.5 Ks, you're not really thinking about the river anymore. You're just thinking about the finish line.
So there we have it. Kim Johnson finishing up her run, and we're finding out whether or not she's done enough to knock Ruby off that hot seat. And we'll get a time. 7:06. So Ruby still sitting pretty. Feeling pretty good up there, I think, Ruby Ryan. So who have we got to come? We've got Poppy Bosink, Mary Gray, Liz Smith, Amy Blanche, and Josie Wilcox, of course, defending champion, still to do their run of this 1.9 kilometre course here based at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park. So we are waiting. If you've just arrived to register for your event tomorrow, then make sure you go over and see the registration team. They're open till 5 o'clock tonight. Pick up your race pack. And then make sure you have a nosy around the event village. We've got exhibitors here. And also check out the impressive stage area with those defending champs flanking each side. We've got Edward Crossling along with Josie Wilcox out there. And Tristan, you got another rider to catch up with? Kim?
Awesome. Thanks, Phyllis. I'm here with Kim Johnston. Kim, huffing and puffing. How was it out there?
Oh man, it went like lightning. It was so fast. It was fun. Thank you for the support out there. I could hear my name around the course. It was awesome.
Is that your first Waka TT?
Second. But I think it's faster this year, hopefully. Yeah.
And how did you negotiate your way through the river?
Oh, just go for it, basically. Yeah. Tried to lift my wheel. Don't think I did. Felt like I did, but well, the camera will show. Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
Cool. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, my mate, the Lace. She just raced before me, and we're going to be doing the Pioneer next year. So it's on camera now, the Lace. So we have to do it. And just to my support crew out there, Duck, Jones, and Mouse, and Broddy, who's probably out there too.
Awesome. Well done, Kim. And good luck tomorrow. Back to you, Philly.
That's perfect timing, Tristan, because literally I just finished my mouthful. Too much information, I know, but it's always good. We are waiting for another rider to be sent out on the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout for 2018. We've got lovely Mary Gray. Hey, Mary, how are you, darling?
Oh, not too bad.
How are you feeling about heading out on this 1.9 kilometre course?
A bit nervous, but should be good.
Harness that nervous energy and hopefully turn it into some power. Do you reckon Ruby's going to be in danger with you out on course? Are you feeling fierce?
Oh, I'm not too sure. She's got a pretty quick time to see.
Fingers crossed, and best of luck for securing a seat on the hot seat this afternoon ahead of your race tomorrow. Of course, Mary will be competing in the Waka 100, so 100 kilometres of trail action out there. And Tristan, what's happening?
Yeah, I got a special treat here. So I got Scarlett Busink. Scarlett, would you like to explain what happened just before you went out for your lap earlier on today?
The buckle on one of my shoes snapped in half.
So what did we do? What we're sort of freaking out. What actually happened?
We just zip tied it on and then did some duct tape to hold the zip tie in place.
Did it work?
Yeah, it actually worked quite well.
Cool. So your sister's out there right now. How was she feeling before she left?
I think she was a bit nervous but quite excited since we've never done the shootout thing before.
Yeah, cool. So obviously her first time out there and being really young, it's got to be a lot of pressure on her.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to be on the shootout even though she's still quite young.
So Poppy, obviously quite a skilled rider, quite a fit rider. She's got a few titles to her name already, and she's riding through the section, the famously Rotorua corkscrew, really well at the moment. Do you guys do much training together?
Yeah, we ride together, although she drops me half the time.
Yeah, cool. So much road riding or just on the mountain bike?
in the morning, since we have school, we do road riding, but then we go out mountain biking as much as we can.
Cool, cool. And so what race are you and your sister doing tomorrow?
She's doing the Walker 50, but then I'm doing the Walker 25.
Awesome. And what do you think? So you obviously did your course practice with her out there today. So she's come into the electrical solutions section now. What was the major issues she found?
I don't think she had many issues. I think she was going quite well on the course.
Cool, cool. And you think she'll go all right through the river? That's coming up in the next, I guess, minute or two?
Yeah, the creek crossing's so cool to have in the shootout.
Yeah, great job. And really well commentated there, Scarlett. So great work. And here she comes now into the Camelback river crossing, the Camelback splash. So we're expecting her through in the next 30 seconds. My apologies, she's in the BDO cutting. So it'll be interesting to see which line she picks through here. Philly.
Yeah, so we are waiting for Poppy to make her way through the BDO section, and of course making her way towards the Camelback splash. And of course her sister waiting at the finish line here for her too, which is really cool. That's the thing I love about mountain biking. It's such a family affair. It's a great activity and sport for the whole family to be part of. You can all get out and enjoy it, especially with we've got the amazing facilities here in Rotorua of the Whakarewarewa Forest. Over 160 kilometres of mountain biking single track. Here comes Poppy making her way down to the Camelback splash.
Now I heard that there's prizes for the loudest spectator at the Camelback splash. So if you're hanging out in the event village, I recommend you get up there and go make a racket. So she's just arriving back into the event village now, so we're expecting her over the bridge in the next 10 seconds or so.
So here she comes. We can see her popping into sight now as she makes her way through the final stages of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial for 2018. Still staying in her seat, pumping those legs. I know she's rising out of her saddle and finishing up, and we'll be able to see whether what she's done is enough to secure the hot seat or whether Ruby Ryan is going to be 6:43. So Ruby Ryan has set a blistering time out there with that 6:20. Mary Gray is heading out on course. So everyone needs to... Mary Gray is heading out on course, so we're waiting to see her heading out. She's looking pretty powerful. She heads out. She has got that hot seat on her mind and in her sights. And of course, this was established back in 2007. This mountain bike event takes advantage of the 160 kilometres of single track in the Whakarewarewa Forest. It is, of course, the Waka 100. Over 900 participants taking part in one of the 6 events over the 2 days this Labour weekend. We are, of course, in the midst of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial, the 5.5 kilometre kids ride, the 25 kilometre course, the 50, and the 100 kilometre. We've also got the relays and the peers and the individuals in that, and the king and queen of the mountain, plus of course live music and the expo operating. So a big thank you too to our official race sponsors, Giant Waka 100, the New Zealand Sotheby International Realty team with a 50 kilometre event, Lazine with the 25 kilometres, the Women's 10K Fun Ride, the Waka Kids 5.5, and the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout. And a big shout out too to the team at Croucher Brewing for the King and Queen of the Mountain titles. Your support is so valuable. Something else that we need to talk about too is the incredible volunteers, the trail adoptees that make these events possible. So if you're a volunteer here today or you are part of the trail adoptees team, we really appreciate for all the incredible support and love that you put into the trails here in Rotorua. Of course, making Rotorua, famously Rotorua, world-class, and definitely the mountain biking jewel in New Zealand, bringing visitors and local attractions to Rotorua. So we've got Tristan with us, and he's catching up with the latest rider to complete the shootout this afternoon.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm here with Poppy Busing. Poppy, we're interviewing your sister as you're riding around. She was really proud of your effort out there. How did you feel your race went?
Oh, it was really good. It's super different to what I've ever done before. I've never done such a short mountain bike race. It was really fun and just really hard in sprinting and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. And so tomorrow, first ever Walker 50. So Sotheby's Walker 50 tomorrow. How is that different to the racing that you're used to?
Well, it's twice the distance of a race I've ever done before, so it'll be so hard. And I just have to make sure I really pace myself so I don't blow out before the finish.
Yeah, cool. And what's your favourite trail you're looking forward to the most out there for tomorrow?
I think Billy T. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So right up the top of the forest, it promises to be a really challenging one for the riders up there. So good luck out there tomorrow, Poppy.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Philly. We'll pop back to you.
Always good to catch up with the riders as they're finishing up ahead and getting their thoughts ahead of the racing action tomorrow. Of course, Poppy will be racing the Walker 50 tomorrow. And we've got more riders out on course. Well, more rider, Mary Gray, currently out on course, and she's coming through the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So we're going to get really familiar with this course with this live broadcast. So you'll be able to compare where riders, what lines they're taking, what angles they're attacking different features, and whether or not they're taking those pro lines down to the camelback splash. So we have got cameras out there on the famously Rotorua corkscrew, along with the giant bicycles log roll, the electrical solutions alley, the MB3 sprint, the BDO Rotorua cutting, and then that final stage, that final technical section with the camelback splash as they make their way back to Event HQ here at Waipawa Mountain Biking Car Park. So Mary Gray currently out on course, making her way through those features. Just waiting for her to come into shot with the giant bicycle log roll. It's great to be able to see the footage getting beamed back to us here at Event HQ. Coming through, Mary Gray. And of course, Ruby Ryan having the advantage of being a local and being able to ride these trails all the time. And of course, a blistering pace out there with a time of 6:20. The time that these ladies are trying to beat. So Mary Gray out on course at the moment. Liz Smith will be the next rider up. Amy Blance, and then Josie Wilcox, the defending champ, will be the final woman to roll out here today at Waipawa Mountain Biking Car Park. Of course, it is all ahead of the events tomorrow, getting underway first thing tomorrow morning with the Waka 100 presented by Camelback.
Awesome, thanks, Philly. So I'm here with Ruby Ryan, still on the hot seat. Out there at the moment, it's Mary Gray. Are you getting towards the top end now? Are you feeling a little bit nervous?
Yeah, definitely not too comfortable with Mary out there. She'll put through a fast time, but yeah, we'll see.
I guess you're in the most comfortable seat in the house at the moment. Maybe not the most relaxed, but what do you think of the other girls out there? How do you think they'll go?
Yeah, worried about them all really, but it is what it is. We'll see what they can do on the day.
Yeah, you've done your part, so you've laid down your lap as good as you can. Obviously, the local line's helping you get through that. So going into tomorrow, what are your thoughts at the moment?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Just race, go as hard as I can, obviously, and we'll see how I go.
Cool, thanks for that, Ruby. So we just saw Mary pop through the Camelback Splash, the final river of Rosebank Trail, and we're expecting her back over the bridge right now and on her way back into the event village and the finish line.
So how they're currently stacking up, those top three, Jessica Manchester with a 6:48, Poppy Bosink with a time of 6:43, and Ruby Ryan, of course, sitting pretty with that time of 6:20, the time to beat. Mary Gray pumping it through the final straights. We'll be able to see whether she has done enough today. Liz Smith sitting in the starting chute from Wollongong, Australia. G'day, mate. 6:34 for Mary Gray, so still not fast enough. So Ruby Ryan sitting pretty as another rider heads out today. Hey, now don't forget too, we want to stay connected with you guys through social media. So make sure you jump onto our Facebook page. Waka 100 MTB Marathon is our Facebook page. Instagram, Waka 100_official. And then you can use the hashtags, hashtag Waka 100 and hashtag one of the toughest. If you're posting anything to social media, we'd love to be part of it. And make sure you stay tuned to waka100.co.nz, and you can follow the live race feeds as the action unfolds. Of course, we'll be catching up with the men's racing this afternoon as after the ladies unfold here. So Ruby still sitting in that hot seat. Feeling pretty good at the moment because we're definitely getting down to the business end of the women's stack. So that $250 paycheck, thanks to the team at Isuzu Rotorua, could be going into Ruby's back pocket, but we do have Liz Smith out on course, Emmy Blanche also to come, and defending champ Josie Wilcox still to roll through. So Ruby sitting pretty solid at this present point in time, but you know, anything can happen with that racing action that unfolds. And then taking a look at the top 10 stack up for the men that we'll be doing with the Isuzu Rotorua time trial, the shootout. Ben May, Ben Earnshaw, Sam Shaw, Matthew Wilson, Alex Coventry, Maxwell Wickens, Matthew Wilson, Tad Major, Cosmo Bloor and Edward Crossling still to come. A variety of Waka 100 and Waka 50 athletes that'll be towing the line today to see if they can take out the crown of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout, a time trial here at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park. We are just waiting to see how they're going out on course.
Cool, Philly. So thank you. I'm here with Mary Gray. Mary, tough course out there today?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. Got the lungs burning.
Yeah, so I guess it's a 5-6 minute sprint for you. How does that differ from your racing normally?
It's a lot shorter. I don't usually do something that quick.
Yeah, cool. And so Waka 100 tomorrow. This is your first Waka presented by Giant, and you're on a Giant. So stars are aligning. What's the plan heading into the race?
I think just try and last to the end, take it steady and enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. Good plan. Sweet. And what trail, I guess, are you looking forward to the most out there?
They're all pretty good. The ones with not too many routes. Yeah, the finish line.
Yeah, cool. All right. Thank you very much, Mary, and good luck out there tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cool. So we've got our next rider coming through the famously Rotorua corkscrew.
So this is Liz Smith out on course at the moment, Tristan, throw from Australia. And of course, you're very familiar with Liz. You've done a bit of racing with her over the last wee while prior to your injury.
Yeah, so it's great to see. I guess Waka 100 attracts a lot of riders from a lot of different backgrounds. So Mary Gray coming from a, Red Bull Defiance background. There's a few up-and-comers coming through the ranks as well. We've got Emmy, Poppy, Ruby on the hot seat right now, so it's really exciting, along with, the more experienced riders like Liz. So she's out there now, still picking her way through the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So Liz was 24-hour world champion right here on the soil in Rotorua in 2016. She also travelled to Finale Ligure in Italy last year, where she competed in 24-hour world championships there. She came away with the second place. And she mentioned in the interview a little bit earlier that she picked up an injury, which is why she's not there at the moment, and can't really last the distance for 24 hours. It's been a long time. So it'll be interesting to see if her body holds up for the race tomorrow.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for Liz Smith, but I'm sitting with Ruby Ryan in the hot seat. This is a pretty cool place to sit. Just like to point out that I'd never ever get here under my own steam, so it's quite good that I get to interview you, Ruby, and actually sit here and kind of feel a bit of the buzz. Kind of feels special sitting on the back of the Isuzu ute, don't you reckon?
For sure, yeah. Don't get this opportunity too often, so it's good.
So Liz Smith is out on course at the moment. You currently have the fastest time with a 6:20, which is a pretty outstanding effort. No one's really come close thus far. So we've got 3 riders remaining to try and beat you. Of course, Josie Wilcox, the defending champ from last year. Are the nerves starting to build, Ruby? Or are you kind of like, what will be, will be?
Yeah, definitely nervous, but can't do anything now, so we'll just see how it plays out.
That's a very mature approach, Ruby. Very nice to say. So Liz Smith currently out of course. Then we've got Emmy Blance coming through, and then Josie Wilcox. And of course, these ladies are all racing the Waka 100. You're doing the Waka 50 tomorrow. Do you think next year you might step it up, or are you quite happy with that 50-kilometre distance?
Yeah. I mean, part of me sort of wishes I was doing the 100 just because it's big atmosphere here. But yeah, hopefully next year.
Well, we look forward to seeing you hopefully on the podium tomorrow. That'd be kind of special too, won't it?
Yeah, for sure.
So tomorrow, looking ahead at that, you know who is in the field. Who do you think is possibly, your threats, or are you just going to go out and race your own race?
Yeah, haven't looked at the start list too much, but definitely my main competitors, Poppy Busink and Jessica Manchester. Yeah, all the girls around my age.
Well, best of luck for tomorrow. We've got another rider sitting pretty, getting ready to head out shortly. So we've got Liz Smith coming through, finishing out with a camelback splash. So Liz Smith in the final stages of her race. So Tristan will be seeing Liz come through very, very shortly. And we can see her on the bridge right now. Tell you what, this hot seat's good for spotting people too. So we can see Liz coming through.
You're very lucky to be up there, Philly, with Ruby.
Yep, it's pretty comfy too. So Liz must be, there she is, coming into the final straight right now as we speak. Pumping that bike underneath her, trying to secure the hot seat time. We'll just be waiting to find out what the official result is there. Time of 7:04, so Ruby Ryan at a time of 6:20, looking absolutely phenomenal, which is just remarkable, which is good stuff. So, and we've got Emmy Blanche on course from Invercargill, right from the deep south, so she might be unaccustomed to this pretty warm weather that we're experiencing for a Labour weekend. Beautiful to have the sun's out and guns out today. So I'm going to be catching up with Liz Smith very shortly. Tristan's going to make his way over, see how her run went today. But I tell you what, Ruby Ryan has set an outstanding time out there today of 6:20. Emmy Blanche out on course. Only two more riders to go, Emmy Blanche and Josie Wilcox.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Philly. So here with Liz Smith. Liz, I know exactly how you're feeling right now, having done the shootout last year. Can you explain how much different this is to 24-hour racing?
Oh, it couldn't be anything completely different. That was just insane.
Out there, so obviously Rosebank's quite a technical section. Are you choosing different lines in a race like this in comparison to a 24-hour race?
Oh, 100%. In a 24-hour race, you're looking at body preservation, bike preservation. You're looking for the smoothest just to decrease the fatigue levels. In here, I think you've just got to go down the quickest route. So it really is hard to change your mindset, but it's all in the learning curve.
Giving away all the endurance secrets there. So obviously Waka tomorrow, you've been fighting a few body issues. How do you think you'll hold up?
I think a lot better than just then. It's a little bit more to what I'm used to and what I'm accustomed to. So, and the trails here are unreal to ride, and because it's predominantly going to be single track, it does go a little bit more towards what I prefer rather than fire roads. So I'm really looking forward to it. If nothing else, just the ride to the trails here.
Yeah, exactly. And so how long are you out here in New Zealand for?
We're here till next Sunday. So after tomorrow, this bike gets hung up and the big bomber comes out, and we're going to go have a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. And I know riding with Jason English, again, another 24-hour pro, I guess you could say, from Australia, he really struggles on the routes here, on trails like Billy T. What do you think of the routes here in Rotorua?
Where we ride at home, they're all natural trails. They're illegal trails. We don't have them sanctioned where we live, and so we live basically on an escarpment. So we ride routes, rocks. We don't ride any grim trails. So for me, the back section up here, it doesn't faze me at all. It's what I'm used to riding. What I love riding here is the grim trails because we just don't have them at home.
Yeah, cool. So the famous Rotorua flow on the famous Rotorua Hero Dirt. So good luck out there tomorrow.
Thank you. It's going to be an awesome time.
Cheers, thank you for that, Liz.
Awesome stuff, Tristan. Thanks so much. And of course, Amy Blanche out on course. I did say she was from Invercargill, but she's actually from Alexandra, so she'll be used to these hot temperatures. You know, it gets pretty hot in the fruit bowl area of Alexandra with all that area in there. So we'll be catching up with Amy very shortly when she finishes her run out on course today, that 1.9 kilometre course. And then we are down to the final rider heading out on course, Tristan, for the woman, Josie Wilcox, of course, defending champ for the time trial, and also the Waka 100 defending champ. So a little bit of extra pressure there. Do you think she'll be aware of what's that in the back of her head?
Yeah, I think she knows exactly what's riding on her lap now. But I think I'm feeling more sorry for Ruby up there on the hot seat. She's been up there for I guess over an hour now, and I guess this is time that counts. We're down to the last two riders. So Amy out there at the moment, and Josie about to head out. So it'll be really, really exciting to see how Josie goes. Obviously, we've got Amy out there at the moment, so we're just trying to work out where exactly she is. We've cut back to us. Hello.
It's kind of funny. We're getting used to this live feed stuff. So there she is. She's out on course. So that is the Giant Bicycles log roll. So we'll be watching her come through that section there. So Amy Blanche from Alexandra out on course as we speak. Finishing up that 1.9 kilometre. And then, of course, after the ladies, we'll be going down to the top 10 with the men. So it's going to be really interesting because we've had a few, I'm not discrediting Ruby being on the seat there, but a bit of a surprise. We thought, well, she's surprised too. She was like, I thought I was going to be knocked off well and truly before then. But, yeah, be interesting to see what happens with the men out there today also.
Yeah, I guess leading into the top 10 shootout, both the female and male leaders were Rotorua locals, so obviously Ruby and Connor Johnston both know their way around the trails here really well. So it'll be interesting to see how some of the top guns from around the country do compare. But I'm just amazed at the depth of this female field and how well they're all riding this. It's really exciting to watch, and it's really a race.
So Emmy's looking pretty fluid through that area. She's heading up some of those features with speed. She's coming into the BDO Rotorua cutting, which means that we're going to be seeing her very shortly at the Camelback Splash. And I know that the team from Bike Mechanic is down there with their lubricant. So I know Lisa has got lots of stuff to go away. So if you're currently down there, make sure you make some noise. She's got some spot prizes for the loudest supporter down there, thanks to the team at Bike Mechanics.
Yeah, I saw her just walk back through the event village, so I think she's coming back to restock. So obviously there's plenty of loud people down there, which is great. So we're expecting Emmy down through the Camelback Splash any moment now. Emmy obviously choosing to ride on a hardtail. Probably going to suit her a lot today, but tomorrow it's going to be a little bit tougher for her.
We're just waiting for Emmy. There she is, popping into shot. She's coming through. That nice little pinch coming through. Bit of a silent heckle, I think, happening there. Oh, no. She'll be disappointed with that. Yeah, maybe it was a distraction of the silent heckle.
That would have cost her a little bit of time, but not too much. I think there's definitely worse things that could have happened there. So she handled it really well. She conducted herself really well and really professionally just got back on and carried on.
Absolutely, that's what it is. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and she's coming into shot now, coming down the finishing straight. So here she is. Amy Blanche, will she have put out enough to knock Ruby Ryan out of the hot seat? She's pumping it through, giving it horns for the last little section there. We're going to be waiting for the official time to come back to us to find out whether she has done enough. 6:20 is the time to beat. 6:40, so still 20 seconds off. So we are waiting for the final rider out there. Josie Wilcox standing by. Of course, she's got that yellow plate. That means that she is the defending champion. And the Waka 100 and also the time trial shootout with Isuzu Rotorua. And she's off, powering through. Ruby Ryan, have you done enough? We will be finding out very shortly with Josie heading out on course.
Yeah, so Emmy's catching her breath, but we see Josie Wilcox heading out for her TT lap now here at the Rotorua Isuzu shootout. So Emmy, just come back in, choosing the hardtail for the race today. Did that impact on your ability out there?
A full sus would have been good, but I don't have a cross-country full sus, so can't do it.
Cool, and what event are we tackling tomorrow?
The 100.
First time doing 100 Ks in Rotorua?
Nah, second.
You did it last year? All right, and I guess what were the major lessons you learnt from 2017?
Just about finding your own rhythm and just settling into it. It's not one in the first bit, so just settle in and do what you can.
And world-class field of riders here in the ladies. Obviously, Liz Smith, 24-hour former world champion. Riders like Josie Wilcox. How does it feel comparing times to those girls?
I know I'm still not really up with them, but it's just fun to be on the start line with them, challenging them if I can, but just out there for the fun, really.
Cool. Anyone you want to give a big thank you to?
Thanks to Liv Cycling and Altitude Bikes and Henderson Cycles down in Alex for their help, and Mum and Dad for everything.
Awesome. Well done, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Amy Blanche, and we're looking forward to seeing you race tomorrow. The Giant Waka 100, proudly presented by Camelback. Gentlemen, those top 10 riders, if you could please make your way to the starting area. They are Ben May, Ben Earnshaw, Sam Shaw, Matthew Wilson, Alex Coventry, Maxwell Wilkins, Matthew Wilsons, Tad Major, Cosmo Bloor and Edward Crossling. If you could please make your way to the starting area. We'll be getting underway with the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial for 2018. Of course, we do have Josie Wilcox out on course at the moment. Is she going to be able to do it? 6:20 is the time to beat. Will she be able to knock Ruby Ryan off the hot seat? We'll be finding out shortly. We are waiting for her to come through the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So just waiting for Rosie Wilcox to come into sight and to see how she's looking out on course.
Thanks, sir.
So there we see Josie Wilcox coming in. She almost looked as though she stalled there.
Yeah, no, she definitely had a mistake there. Looks like... Well, Tim, is that shortcut line into the corkscrew open?
Of course not. We need to make it hard. It's a Waka 100.
Yeah, cool. So potentially she had been practicing the inside line, got there, found it was shut, and I guess hesitated a little bit, forced to go around. And as she rode up the routes, it looks like she got her wheel caught, and it would have cost her a few seconds there.
So going through an athlete's mind, she's gone, I've just made a mistake. It would be, you need to shake that off, eh? You don't want to be focusing on the mistake made. You want to be going, how can I ride this better, faster, quicker to make up that time?
Yeah, for sure. So from my experience, if you do make a mistake, and it happens, so you can't count on having a race going 100% well. So you can't really make that time up. If you try to make that time up, you're going to make a mistake somewhere else. So in my opinion, it's best just to ride the race the best you can from that point onwards.
So she'll be focusing on making things smarter, faster, and making up for that little glitch that she did have out on course. Josie Wilcox, of course, the defending champ. She was 12th overall. So that's out of the men and the women last year for her time. So she'll be definitely trying to make up some time here and, of course, knock Ruby Ryan off that hot seat. 6:20. Ruby's feeling pretty good out there. Still smiling.
She looks a little bit nervous up there, if you ask me. So, yeah, Josie obviously a really, really talented rider, and I know a lot of really respectable male riders that she beats, so it's really exciting to see how her weekend will progress.
I think that's a really exciting thing. I was talking about Tim about racing and how women are coming through. Like the women's side of racing is really, really growing. You know, mountain biking has primarily been male dominated, but the thing I love about mountain biking is I'm seeing more and more women out in the forest, which is fantastic. So it's great to see these racers out there doing their thing. Of course, Josie Wilcox coming through the BDO section there, and of course making her way to the Camelback Splash.
Yeah, so Josie Wilcox, obviously another Giant ambassador, so feeling at home here at the Waka 100 for 2018. All right, so she's climbing up the little pinch out of the exit of the camelback splash, and
She made that look easy.
She sure did. Wish I was that good.
Yeah, so we are waiting for Josie to appear. I can see her coming across the bridge now. Has she done enough to knock Ruby Ryan off the hot seat? She is coming through the final stages now, turning into the finishing straight. She is pumping it out, defending a champ in the shootout for the woman and also the Waka 100. She's looking pretty... Where's she at? We're going to find out how she's feeling, how she think today's run went. Of course, she has got that yellow plate on there. So, Josie, can we have a quick chat? She doesn't want to chat. She wants to walk. How did things go out there today as planned?
Nah, I came off on that little gnarly rooted climb. So I was like real pissed off.
The famously Rotorua, yeah, we picked it up on the monitor. We went, how do you recover from that? So did the rest of the race go to plan after that little hiccup?
Yeah, mostly ran through the creek all good. So.
Oh, nice. That's always good. I love it. A positive. Yeah, that was a bit crap, the corkscrew, but at least we made it through into the creek successfully, especially down that pro line, fast and furious. What do you think of the pro line?
Oh, it was, well, I did the B line. I didn't do the A line because I thought it was a bit risky, but no, it was a bit faster than last year, I reckon, through there. Nice. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, Ruby Ryan, you've been sitting in the hot seat today. You've done a pretty good job of keeping it warm. Thank you so much for being there. But I have to tell you, our winner of the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout for 2018 is none other than Josie Wilcox. She'll be coming back as a defending champ again for next year. 6:06, so that's a good one. 6:06 compared to Ruby Ryan's 6:20. Well done, Ruby. That was an outstanding effort. You sat there for a very, very long time. Josie, congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. That check, all yours, $250. Thanks to the team at Rotorua Isuzu.
Thank you so much. It was wicked. Real fun. Good fun.
Awesome stuff. So there we go. The ladies' race done and dusted. Your defending champ taking out the win again today. Josie Wilcox, $250. And, of course, picking up that seating placement for tomorrow ahead of the Waka 100. We are counting down to the start of the men's Rotorua Isuzu Shootout Time Trial for 2016. We'll be right back with you with the top 10 men as they shoot it out.
All right, so Connor, I see you right there. We need you back up on the hot seat, please.
Bikers, we live for rhythm and flow. Managing the ruts and routes along the way can be challenging. It's a constant balancing act when you're pushing beyond your comfort zone. When it comes to your business, the same principles apply. In a fast-paced commercial landscape, the wheels keep on spinning. And that's why we are here to help when you push into new markets, supporting you in reaching great achievements and overcoming challenges to keep you on the trail to success.
Thursday, Friday, so yeah, I was a bit flustered, but you just got to kind of just do the best you can from there. There's nothing going to change what you've done. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so obviously really, really tough to stitch together a lap 100%. Didn't quite happen for you. Did that phase you going through the rest of the course?
Not really. Like I'm pretty good at quickly moving on from things like that. I just tried my hardest from there on and kind of got to ride smooth and not make too many mistakes. But that was one I came back from okay, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, cool. And really exciting that you took the big check today, so 250 in the bank. And obviously racing the Waka 100 tomorrow. How are your confidence levels after that?
Yeah, pretty good. That's always like a kind of a mental booster, kind of winning the TT, and it's pretty cool. I love Rosebank. I used to hate it, but I love it now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And we finish with that tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, awesome. So first few kilometres tomorrow, when you're out there, what's going to be going through your head for the first 20 kilometres or so?
Just making sure I'm going out too fast. Like a lot of guys last year tried to overtake me in the first 20k and kind of caught them anyway by 60k. So just kind of going out at a pace I think I can hold for 5-6 hours.
Cool. Thank you very much, Josie, and good luck tomorrow.
It's all on like Donkey Kong for tomorrow. Of course, we've got the first of the men heading out. Ben May in the top 10 of the men in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial. And I've got Bruce, the principal of Isuzu Rotorua, here with me. Bruce, thanks for supporting us.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was too busy at work selling these Isuzus.
Popular ute, and I know Tim swears by them in the forest here when he's going out to do course setup, so huge benefit to the Enduro Events team ahead of the Waka 100 tomorrow.
Indeed. We're proud to be involved with Tim and the team at Waka 100. He does a very good job. He's got a good product and great for the village.
Fantastic stuff. So there you go. Thanks so much, Bruce, for joining us today and being part of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial. I tell you what, it's down to the business end with the blokes out on course. We currently have Ben May out there. We'll be catching up with them as they head out onto those features out on course. We've got the 5 of those features that really stand out from the likes of the famously Rotorua corkscrew right through to the end where we do the camelback splash. The riders are heading for home, and that nasty little pinch that takes us back up here across the bridge, and then to see who is going to be taking the win. So we've got Connor Johnson on the hot seat as we speak. So Connor, you were here earlier this morning. I'm just going to nuzzle up next to you and have a wee chat. So how does it feel to be sitting here?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you know that the guys are out there, the top 10. I know Ruby Ryan had a great innings. Josie was the only one that was able to knock her off. Are you hoping that you might be able to achieve the same?
Oh, I don't know. There's some pretty quick guys to come, so we'll see.
Just wait and see how it plays out. So we'll be finding out whether you're able to maintain the hot seat as the riders do head out. So we've got Ben May on course. We're then expecting Ben Earnshaw, Sam Shaw, Matthew Wilson, Alex Coventry, Maxwell Wickens, Matthew Wilson, Tad Major, Cosmo Bloor and Edward Crossling, the defending champs. And Tristan, we can see that Ben May's coming into shot there with the famously Rotorua corkscrew. Of course, that's where Josie got caught out on that route. So Tristan, how's it going out there?
Yeah, awesome. So that's actually not Benji May. Benji May's here in the start chute getting lined up. That's Kaifa McMorrin. So Kaifa heading through the famously Rotorua corkscrew right now. I'm going to say local boy out of Hamilton. He rides here enough. So making his way through. Again, carrying that speed really nicely through that section.
Thanks for the correction, Tristan. Don't know where I got that from. That was on my list. I was going off my list, but obviously it's been updated since that one was given to me, but that's all good. So we are hanging out at Event HQ. Registration is open until 5 o'clock today. So if you haven't registered yet, make sure you get along and get yourself registered. Tell you what, the hot seat's quite good because it's in the shade. It's quite comfortable up here.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'd like maybe some water, maybe some food. Yeah, that'll be pretty sweet right now. But we can see the rider coming through now. So Tristan, can you see where they're up to on the course? It looks as though they're coming through I can't see with the electrics, with the sun hitting. So is that the Electrical Solutions alley, I think, Tristan?
Yeah, that looks like it. So the Electrical Solutions alley, Kaifa picking his way through the trees. A few lines through there, and I'm sure Connor can tell you all about that. But obviously loads of routes. I guess the main thing for me, my advice is keep your momentum, keep your flow, and try and avoid pinch flats.
So they are coming through the course, the MB3 Sprint. They're now rolling into the BDO Rotorua Cutting, and they'll be making their way to the Camelback Splash, taking that pro line down into the Camelback Splash. And if you listen carefully, you can sometimes hear the crowd as they make their way through that stream crossing, as the crowd offers up some support for the rider making their way through. So we'll be finding out very, very shortly whether Connor's going to be sitting in the hot seat. Here we go.
Who's that? Who's that in the camera shot? It looks like Mum and Dad. So Brian and James, the whole family are here at the Waka 100. So all the McMorrins out in force. And so he's just made his way through the Camelback Splash and coming over the bridge now. We're expecting him back into the start-finish shoot. Obviously, Connor Johnston's time was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So Kaifa looking to go under that.
5 minutes 20, and we've got the rider coming through now. So final stages, we're finding out whether it is enough to pop him up into the hot seat. Tristan's going to go and have a chat. And now we've got Ben May on the start line, getting ready to roll on out.
All right, so I'm here with Kaifa McMorrin. Kaifa, how was your lap out there today?
Oh, yeah, not bad. Went all right. Pretty tough out there, though. Hot. Definitely got a dry mouth now, but yeah.
So Waka 100 tomorrow. This will be your first Waka. What are you? What's your plan? What's your race plan?
To be honest, I'm just out there to finish tomorrow. I hope to get into the 7 hour, but yeah, just out there to enjoy myself.
Yeah, it's those viruses that pop up that take a lot longer than some injuries to recover from. So we're hoping that Benji May is feeling pretty fit as a fiddle out on course today as he makes his way through the 1.9 kilometre course here, and of course taking in those features out on course, the famously Rotorua corkscrew, which we can see on screen right now. So Benji May must be coming into shot very, very shortly, so we're just waiting for him to arrive into our screen to see how the racing action is unfolding for Ben. And then, of course, be heading into the Giant Bicycles log roll. So we're talking about the features earlier on and how you would tackle this corkscrew, and you're saying the outside line is where you would take it?
Yeah, I guess through the famously Rotorua corkscrew, either outside line. You don't want to be in smack bang in the middle. That's where the big holes are, and you're really going to struggle to keep your momentum through those sections.
So Ben should be popping into screen any moment now on that famously Rotorua corkscrew. So you can see him making his way up that corkscrew as we speak.
Yeah, so this is the section where we saw Josie make that little bobble. It looks like he's through there right, but there's another little step up. He's just made it up there. So picking his way through the corkscrew really nicely. Obviously, he must have listened to my advice, sticking to the outside lines.
Well, good advice given, Tristan. So who wouldn't take it? Especially when it's some good local knowledge coming through there. So Ben May coming through. We've got Ben Earnshaw, who will be next out onto course after Benji finishes his run here. So now the descent of the corkscrew. So they've done the climb, and now Ben's heading back down.
Yeah, so all the Bens lined up. So obviously giving you the intro into Benji May out there at the moment. Next up, Ben Earnshaw. So he's a bit of an endurance guru. Done a fair few 12s and 24-hour races. So it'll be really exciting to see how those two match up.
And of course, all these riders competing in the Waka 100, the giant Waka 100, presented by Camelback tomorrow. And if you are arriving down here, if you're a competitor, don't forget too, the registration tent is open until 5 o'clock today. We can see Ben May there coming through, taking out the feature with the Electrical Solutions Alley, making his way through that section.
Yeah, pretty efficient through there. He's just, I guess, taking a moment to catch his breath and regather his energy as he carries on around, and he looks like he's coming very close to the BDO cutting.
Of course, he's just rolled through the MB3 sprint, which looking pretty fluid through there, and coming out to the BDO Rotorua cutting. Of course, MB3 sprint, the minds behind us being able to bring you this live feed, which is awesome. So there he is, popping into the BDO Rotorua cutting. taking a look at which line he's going to take down there.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this section, Philly, but the camera doesn't do it any justice. It's really, really challenging, really tough, and you never know going into it quite what the taping is going to look like. So he handled that really well, really smooth and really flowy through there. So he's making his way down to the camelback splash now. We're expecting him there in the next few seconds.
Yeah, so that BDO cutting is definitely losing elevation over a very short period of ground, really, when it comes through. These are my words. But he is coming up to the camelback splash, of course, that pro line. And a bit of a stall in the creek there, but still able to keep his momentum rolling through up into that pinch. Now you're saying that that right-hand turn after that pinch climb really catches a few riders out.
Yeah, I guess coming out of there, you've sort of been dry all lap. You've settled into your rhythm. Your heart rate's stabilised. It's high, but it's stable. And then you hit through the river. You suddenly get splashed. It's a bit of excitement, and it's new. So yeah, it really mixes things up. Here comes Benji May into the finish line now. So really sprinting to save all the time he can. Nice big skid for us all, and we'll catch up with Benji soon. Philly.
We'll be finding out whether or not he's done enough to knock Connor off the hot seat in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout for 2018. And another rider getting ready to head out, Ben Earnshaw. He's heading out right now, and we're going to be catching up with Benji May to see how his run went out there today, and then also find out from Stephen how his time went. So 6:11 is the time. Not good enough. So Connor in the hot seat for a little bit longer, maybe even till the end. We never know. $250 up for grabs, along with that seating priority 2 today. It's all unfolding with the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout Time Trial here at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park on an absolute ripper of a beautiful day here in Rotorua. Sun is shining. Pretty warm, light breeze blowing through, keeping us a little bit cooler. Make sure that you're being sun smart, slip, slop, slapping, looking after yourself, and make sure that you're staying hydrated too, especially if you are competing tomorrow ahead of the racing action unfolding for us here. So we've got Tristan catching up with Benji May right now.
All right, thanks for that, Philly. So I'm here with Benji May, back from Marathon World Championships. I guess my first question is, how does the Waka 100 compare to other marathons?
I think the amount of single track and quality is just, there's nothing compares. So if I got to do one race every year, it'd probably be this one. So just keep coming back and back. It's unreal.
They call it one of the toughest. When you go back to Australia and you tell your mates about it, what's the send home message?
Just the amount of single track, flow, and just the climbs as well. So it's pretty hard to get some decent climbs in Australia. So I think you got 3 decent climbs here, and then 3 really unreal pieces of single track that follow it. So
yeah, for sure. And obviously we're pretty spoiled here in Rotorua to have this on our front doorstep. So how often do you get out here to Rotorua, to New Zealand?
I think I've been coming here since 2014 just for this race. So it's definitely one that's going to be on the cards for the future as well. So we're looking at continuing coming over and doing some training, and then try and race.
Yeah, awesome, Benji. And a little bit of insight into your lap. Would you like to talk us through it?
So I haven't really done any intensity for about 6 weeks. So just trying to get the heart rate up there and just seeing how it could go. So actually surprised with how well I went, but we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you for that, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes, obviously Benji recovering from an illness, so it'll be interesting to see how he does hold up tomorrow against some of the other riders. So out there at the moment we have Ben Earnshaw. So he's on course. We're waiting for him to come into our first shot. Ben Earnshaw, obviously a bit of an endurance guru, expert. I've ridden against him a fair few times, and he's put me in the hurt box more often than not. Really good at just churning out the Ks. He's won in the past round Taupo Enduro 2 laps, 4 laps. Yeah, he's a bit of a whiz.
So we've got Ben Earnshaw coming through into shot in the famously Rotorua corkscrew, making his climb up there, and then of course the descent as he negotiates his way through the 1.9 100-kilometre course here today. And of course, the next rider that's going to be heading out is Sam Shaw. I'm just going to have a quick chat with Sam. Hey, Sam, last time I saw you, we were overseas. It was awesome.
Yeah, hey, g'day. How's it going?
It's all sweet. Hey, now, you were gifted an entry, which is pretty cool. So Craig Lawn went, I can't come, find a Kiwi that can race for me.
Oh, I didn't know that was what would actually happen.
Yeah, so I just, breaking news. Yeah, so that's what happened, Sam. So how are you feeling getting amongst the action today?
Yeah, really excited. This is a new kind of format for me, doing a time trial the night before a 100k race. So excited to get out there and race this 5-minute loop, and then really looking forward to tomorrow. Well, the weather tomorrow.
The weather tomorrow? Sun's out, guns out, do you reckon?
Yeah, if it's anything like this, it's going to be a good day out.
It's going to be warm, so make sure slip, slop, slapping and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be a great day tomorrow, 100 kilometres. So best of luck for tomorrow and best of luck for the time trial.
Yeah, thank you.
So there we have it. So Sam Shaw picked up a entry from Craig Lawn. So there you go. Some new information Sam didn't even know about. I love surprising riders with stuff like that. So Ben Earnshaw's out there. He's currently coming down the BDO Rotorua cutting. So that means he's getting closer to home. Is he looking fast, Tristan?
Yeah, so just watching him come through here, he's choosing some good lines, carrying his speed through that corner really nicely, and he's on the power again as he comes towards the camelback splash.
So we are waiting to see where he comes down that pro line, straight down the guts into the stream, and then back up that little pinch as he makes his way back to Event HQ here at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park. You can see him coming.
Whoa.
Oh, he hit that with pace.
That was fast. He's probably overshot that.
Yep. That's the way I negotiate that feature.
I'm lost for words a little bit, actually. I was expecting more from him there.
Well, he is going to be coming into shot. We're going to be seeing him very, very shortly. You could ask him about his technique there, Tristan, once he's finished.
Yeah.
Of course, the time to beat is 5:20. Connor Johnston is currently still in the hot seat. Of course, local rider, local knowledge. Is it going to win today?
Oh, he's fallen off again on the last corner. So like we said
dust.
earlier when we were talking to Josie, if you make a mistake, you just got to get to the finish and do everything you can from there, not try and make up for it. I think that's potentially what Ben was doing there, trying to make up a little bit of time that he lost earlier, and the blood is flowing from his elbow.
Yeah, a little bit of claret coming out of his arm there. So we've got Sam Shaw lining up, ready to head out on his Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial for 2018. The time to beat, 5:20. Connor Johnston still sitting in the hot seat, which is pretty phenomenal. We're going to be catching up with Ben Earnshaw. Tristan's going to have a few words to him very shortly, or maybe not. Yes, hopefully we'll be able to catch him before he heads to the medic tent. But yeah, biting the dust in the final stages of the race, turning into that corner. And that's the thing, anything can happen when it comes to racing. That corner is just full of pumice, Tristan. It moves.
Yeah, for sure. There's been plenty of races that have started in that corner and finished in that corner. I don't think I've come a cropper on that one yet, but I've seen a fair few people do that. So obviously Ben, a little bit unfortunate for him coming out of the final corner and falling off. By the sounds of it, he's off to the medic tent, potentially get some stitches, and it'll be interesting to see if he actually makes the start line for tomorrow.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed because, all the training, all the prep, everything that goes into an event like this, we really hope that he'll be able to get back on his bike and race tomorrow. Now, speaking of racing, 5:20, Connor Johnston, local, in the hot seat. It's blowing us away, really. Ruby Ryan doing a great job with the ladies, sitting there right until Josie eliminated her. So, Connor, how are you feeling, buddy? Shall we find out? He looking cool, calm, and collected. I think I'd be a box of nerves.
Oh, nah, yeah, it's all good. Sam Shaw's pretty quick, so I think I'll be gone.
So you're a young guy. So people that you look up to with racing and stuff. Who are some people that you aspire to be like?
Oh, yeah, Sam's helped me. Sam Gaze has helped me out a bit, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So it's always good to have those people that are going before us and paving the way. So we're just going to see if there's any action coming through from the cameras in the forest. So we are checking out the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So Sam Shaw out on course as we speak. So we are waiting to see whether or not he's going to be able to do enough. 5 minutes and 20 seconds is the time to beat, set by Connor Johnson earlier this afternoon, excuse me. So we are just hanging out and waiting. And as that rider's out on course, so Sam Shaw's out there, followed by Alex Coventry, Maxwell Wickens, Matthew Wilson will be heading out, along with Tad Major, Cosmo Bloor, and of course the defending champ, Edward Crossling, all competing in the Waka 100, excluding Matthew Wilson and Alex Coventry.
Philly, it looks like we've got Sam Shaw into the Rotorua, famously Rotorua corkscrew. So Sam, obviously, his main focus is enduro riding, come off the back of a pretty good Enduro World Series season, tripping around the world. He's only been back, I imagine, only about a month. So straight back onto the Rotorua Hero Dirt here. And he knows these trails really well, obviously winning single speed world championships last year. I was in that race competing against him, and he just went off from the gun like a rocket. Never really opened the door for anyone to get near him. And I guess that tactic's going to help him today. Maybe not so much tomorrow, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
And you can see that he's coming into the Giant Bicycles log roll right now, so coming through. And of course, it's been interesting watching lines that riders are choosing to take today, especially in some of these areas where there's multiple lines. So he's popping over the log there and coming down into the Electrical Solutions alley as we speak. So you can see him rolling through and then into the MB3 sprint area. So you can just see him coming through the shadows there, passing through the camera. It's great to have this live action unfolding in front of us, so we don't have to be in several places of the forest, that we're actually getting this live broadcast fed through to us. Looking pretty fluid through that section, Tristan.
Yeah, for sure. If I wasn't here on the microphone, I'll probably be running around the forest with my phone on the live stream and probably trying to watch as much of the riders as I can. So it's really exciting to have this live video up for us.
There we have it. So he's coming through that BDO Rotorua cutting, and Tristan was saying earlier, actually, the cameras don't do this area justice. Steep, some pretty major drops happening in that area as they come through to the final camera, which, of course, is the Camelback Splash. So I'm sure that Sam will be taking that pro line down to the creek. I'm just waiting to see him come through, and hopefully he can negotiate that pinch back up as he makes his way back to Event HQ here at Waipa Mountain Bike Forest. Looking pretty fluid through there.
Yeah, that looked really good for Lee. So obviously he's ridden that river a fair few times, and I know Connor's a little bit nervous and in the hot seat, because this could well be the time that takes him out of it.
So 5 minutes, 20 seconds is the time to beat. He's coming in. We'll keep our fingers crossed that he stays upright in this final approach. Definitely very promising down in that corner. Making his way into the final straight. Has Sam Shaw done enough to be able to knock Connor Johnson off that perch? We'll find out very shortly.
Sam squeaky brake Shaw.
He's sucking it in. You definitely know that he's left it all out there. 5:27, still 7 seconds off the pace of Connor Johnson. So 5:20, still the time to beat. Connor, how are you feeling?
Oh yeah, pretty surprised.
You've obviously had an outstanding run this morning. Obviously felt really good, really fluid.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. All right, so we've got Tristan. He's going to catch up with Sam Shaw, have a few words from the man himself.
Yeah, thanks, Philly. So I knew when I saw Connor finish across the line earlier that he looked absolutely spent, and not often you see Connor like that. So you knew that he laid down a really fast time, and it's with time we've seen that time stand up. And most recent victim to go down by 7 seconds, Sam Shaw. How was it out there?
Yeah, I definitely put my all out there as well, and it's good to come back feeling like everything was left out for a good 5 minutes. Tamp's empty.
Yeah, cool. So going out for a bit of fun, or were you on for the win tomorrow, Sam?
We'll just start out for fun, and then we'll go from there.
Sort of like your tactic at Single Speed World Champs last year.
Yeah, it's always a good way to start a race.
Yeah, good on you. So, favourite trail here in Rotorua?
Favourite trail always changes around a bit. There's new tracks coming up. Kung Fu Walrus is still one of my favourites, but it's pretty hard to compete with all tracks now. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, cool. So obviously Kung Fu Walrus coming in just before the 50k mark tomorrow. Really challenging his descent, and it goes on for quite a while. I guess my next question is, why? Why is that your favourite?
It's just a good mixture. It's got some speed, got some roots you have to hold your momentum over, a couple tight corners. It's all dirt.
Yeah, cool. Right. Thank you very much, Sam, and good luck for tomorrow.
So, cheers, Tristan.
Cool. So, obviously, Sam, speaking about the carrying your momentum and maintaining your speed as you work your way down the trail. So that's applicable for both riding the single track tomorrow, the grade 3s, 4s, and 5s, but along with today, riding the grade 3 trail of Rosebank. So, Connor, did you think you were going to be here in the hot seat for this long?
Nah, not really.
Pretty stoked.
Yeah.
That $250 prize money, thanks to Rotorua Isuzu, looking a little bit more achievable.
Oh, yeah, don't know.
Who do you think? Who's your money on to take the win today in the shootout?
Oh, I'm not sure. They're all pretty quick, so anybody really.
Back yourself, Connor. Back yourself. Think what you spend the 250 buckaroonies on. So we are expecting to see more riders. Alex Coventry there coming in to the famously Rotorua corkscrew, making that climb before the descent with the legendary corkscrew out there on course. And of course we are cutting down to the racing action tomorrow with the giant Waka 100-kilometre event presented by Camelback, the New Zealand Sotheby International Realty 50-kilometre event, the Lezine 25-kilometre event, the women's 10k fun ride. We've also got the Waka Kids and the Croucher Brewing King and Queen of the Mountains. But we're doing it right now. This is the Isuzu Rotorua Shootout Time Trial, and we currently have Alex Coventry out on course, making his way through those features. Of course, just rolling through the famously Rotorua corkscrew, the giant bicycles log roll, and the electrical solutions alley before making his way back towards Event HQ here. And then we'll be counting down the final 5 riders: Maxwell Wickens, Matthew Wilson, Tad Major, Cosmo Bloor, and Edward Crossling. Of course, Edward being the defending champ. We're just coming into the electrical solutions alley now. And Alex is looking pretty good through that section.
So Alex Coventry out of Whakatane, obviously. I'm going to again say a local lad, only about an hour and a bit from Rotorua, so he gets through here and rides here a lot. Another young gun making his way through the ranks, so he knows his way around this forest quite well. Be interesting to see how he goes on this, I guess, last quarter of the lap. Just had word, Philly, from about Ben Earnshaw, so he's all good, off to hospital, but it's a maybe 50-50 whether he starts tomorrow.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for Ben, because it would be great to see him racing, and we definitely don't want him to be suffering from too many major injuries from the time trial today. Hey, just taking a look at the top 3. Sam Shaw with a time of 5:27, Brad Jones 5:22, but Connor Johnson still holding that fastest time at this point with a time of 5:20. So that $250 check could be all his, thanks to Rotorua Isuzu. Looks like a bit of a silent heckles happening out there as Alex, oh no, I can hear a horn. Alex Coventry making his way back to the Vent HQ here with the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout, finding out whether or not he's done enough to be able to knock Connor out of the hot seat. That time of 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Has Alex done enough? We'll be finding out very shortly as he turns the corner into the final straight, making his way under the gantry here for the Waka 100. Pumping it through, lifting the front wheel.
You certainly can't fault him for not trying hard enough. Look how hard, the look on his face and the determination in his eyes as he came into the finish line there, Philly.
So Maxwell Wickens is heading out as we speak, and we're going to catch up. 5:42, not fast enough for Connor Johnson to be eliminated out of the hot seat. So Connor still sitting strong as we have Maxwell Wickens heading out on course, riding in the giant Waka 100 presented by Camelback tomorrow.
Sweet, thanks, Philly. So yeah, we'll give you some more insight on Maxwell real soon. But right now we're going to catch up with Alex Coventry. Alex, good lap.
Oh, it's hard work. Hey, there's nowhere to rest on that course. Just straight into it. Spun a couple of hills, and as soon as you get on the single tracks, just roots up, down, everywhere. Hard work, yeah.
Managed to keep the rubber side down though.
Yeah, luckily there's a couple of close calls, just a couple of mistakes, bad lines, but we made it through. Pretty happy with the time.
Awesome, bro. Well, good job out there today and tackling the Waka 50 tomorrow. What's the plan going into it?
I have a habit of going a bit too hard off the line and blowing up, so I'm going to try just take it easy for a bit, sit in with the group, and see how we go as the day rolls out.
Sweet, bro. Well, good luck out there.
Cheers.
Awesome. So out on course at the moment, we've got Maxwell Wickens. So Maxwell coming back from Switzerland, where he competed at the World XCO Championships for the under-19 category. Connor, you were there as well, so you guys must do a little bit of riding together?
Oh yeah, racing a bit, yeah.
And how do you and I guess your strengths and weaknesses compare to Maxwell's, and how do you think you'll go today?
Oh, I'm not really too sure,
So yeah, obviously Maxwell out there at the moment. He's on his bike ripping around, so we're expecting him to come into shot at the Rotorua, famously Rotorua corkscrew any moment now.
So the camera's popping around the forest, getting a shot there of the Camelback Splash, one of the great spectator advantage points. Now, when you're out on course, I know the Waka 100, it's a huge area of the forest that it's covering, but seeing those riders out there doing their thing, crowd support really, really crucial for those times when it's starting to hurt.
Yeah, cool. So obviously it's really hard to get around on foot, but you quite often, and I know last year and the year before, you see riders, other forest users out there, and they always give you a big cheer, which is great.
Absolutely. I tilt my hat to these riders. 100 kilometres. Don't they? I'll be doing it anytime soon, but that's all good. So we've got Maxwell coming through the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So starting the descent down on the corkscrew. So looking pretty good through there.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's holding his momentum well, and he's on the pedals early, which is good. That's what you want to see. It means that he's picking the lines he wants, and he can get the power down when he's ready to do it.
Awesome stuff. So his run hopefully going to plan, and hopefully, well, not hopefully for Connor, but 5 minutes 20 seconds, the time to beat. Of course, that local advantage playing in Connor's favour. Do you reckon, Connor? He's going sure, maybe.
So Connor obviously a little bit camera shy, but as we saw in the women's, Ruby Ryan was on the hot seat until the very last rider. So could we see something very similar here? I know Edwin's very unlikely to be taking the win today in the shootout. He hasn't been doing a lot of riding, and he said so himself. He's just out here to have fun. But next few riders, obviously we've got Matthew Wilson up very soon, Cosmo Blore, Tad Measure. It's going to be really, really tough for Connor to hold that seat down.
Yeah, so we can see Maxwell Wickens rolling through the course. And that spectator always catches me out. He's just running up the side of the course, and I'm like, what's that rider doing? But no, it's just a spectator. So Maxwell Wickens out on course, making his way through the BDO Rotorua cutting, making his way.
Apart from that dab, that was looking really good, one of the best I've seen so far.
He's looking pretty quick through that section.
Yeah, for sure.
Hence the dab, I imagine.
I think so. Not sure if it was intentional or not. It wasn't quite motocross styles.
So we are waiting for Maxwell to come into the Camelback Splash, the final feature of the course today, the 1.9 kilometre course. Making that climb there just look easy. He just flew through the stream.
He did really just glide across the river there. And I was a little bit worried. I was holding my breath for a moment there, hoping he was going to pull it up before the bank, or we're going to see a similar situation to what happened to Ben Earnshaw. But he did so well, and he's just popped across the bridge now. So we're seeing him come into the event village, the final corner. So as long as he gets around this pumice area all right, he can start laying down the watts as he comes into the finish line.
Definitely staying upright. And Maxwell Wickens finishing up his Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial for 2018. And we're finding out whether Connor Johnson is safe with that time of 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Just waiting to have the official word from our timing team. And it is. We have a new hot seat holder. It is Maxwell Wickens. Well done, Connor. You held on to it for a long time, but Maxwell has taken the time with a time of 5 minutes 15 flat. So 5 minutes 15, shaving 5 seconds off Connor Johnson's effort there this morning, well, earlier today. So congratulations, well done. Tristan's going to be having a few words with Maxwell. He's going to get up on the hot seat and find out how that time trial went.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Philly. So it's actually really comfy up here, and it's in the shade. It's nice. You got a glass of water. Yeah. So how did you find your lap out there today?
Yeah, it's a pretty tough track. You know, you got to pretty much get everything perfect if you want to, you know, like beat the best time. So I tried my best, and that's all I can ask for. So yeah.
So in the BDO cutting, we saw your little dab there as you exited the corner. Would you like to talk us through that?
Yeah, I just came in a little bit too hot. I guess I was a little bit too excited to get to the finish. So I just, front wheel started sliding a bit, so I had to take the foot out, but that's okay. It happens, you know, it's racing. So.
Yeah, good reaction times as well. And coming through that river, you were absolutely flying through the Camelback Splash. I held my breath. I thought you were going to overshoot before the little pinch climb. How did you find it?
Yeah, well, it definitely was a splash, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know, just like use the water to slow me down for the corner, I guess. Bit of natural braking.
And were there many spectators out there cheering you on today?
Yeah, I've heard a few horns and stuff, especially on that final section. It's pretty good to see, you know, they give you a little bit of extra motivation. So that's quite nice.
Awesome, bro. Well, enjoy the seat. I'm sad I have to leave because it's really comfy up here. But yeah, enjoy your afternoon and good luck.
Thanks heaps. Cheers.
There we go. Great way to catch up with the new seat in the hot seat, Maxwell Wickens. Of course, we are getting down to the business end. The final riders heading out. Matthew Wilson currently out on course as we speak. And then we've got Tad Mader waiting to head out. Also, Cosmo Bloor and Edward Crossling all waiting to see how they are going to stack up in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial for 2018. Of course, $250 cash up for grabs thanks to the team at Rotorua Isuzu. And of course, those are seating positions. We've got a rider coming to shot now, Matthew Wilson, that famously Rotorua corkscrew. It's fantastic to have this live feed, this live broadcast being fed back to us here at the event village. See how the riders are going out on course. Of course, it is a 1.9 kilometre course out taking in Rosebank. Trail adoptee Tim Farmer from Enduro Events, the organisers of the Waka 100 mountain biking marathon.
Yeah, so obviously out on course at the moment we got Matthew Wilson, an Evo Cycles rider. So Evo Cycles, one of our sponsors here this weekend, which is really exciting. And Evolution Cycles opening here in Rotorua next weekend. So let's see where he is. Coming into the Giant log drop. Obviously Giant, one of Evo's brands that they do. Here's the Electrical Solutions alley. So he's looking really good. Keeping the rubber side down and picking his times when he's going to spend his energy, which is good to see. It looks like he's in control and it looks like he's comfortable out there.
Yeah, looking pretty fluid as he comes through that section, Matthew Wilson. And of course, the time is getting chopped down. So 5 minutes, 15 seconds is the time to beat for Matthew Wilson as he makes his way through that straight.
Yeah, he's absolutely stomping it up there as he climbs up to the BDO cutting. So be really, really interesting to see how he handles this section, because this is the second to last technical section before we come into the finish line. Oh, that's my line. He's popped up the top there, and it really opens up the corner and makes it a lot easier.
Did he get some advice before you went out?
I think he has seen me do it before, so he potentially picked it up from me, I guess, a few months ago.
Awesome stuff. So Matthew Wilson coming down now to the Camelback Splash. We're just waiting for him to make his appearance in the final stages of his 1.9 kilometre. Definitely making a splash there. Up the pinch and now heading for home. So Matthew Wilson out on course. He will be coming into sight very shortly, coming across the bridge. And we'll have to see if he has done enough to take the hot seat with the time of 5:15 to beat.
Yeah, so Philly, you can see the urgency in his movements and in his reactions. So out of the corner, he's real twitchy, and he's on the gas wherever he can be. Looks like he's putting in a really good sprint to come across the line, and nice little wheelie for us.
So there you have it. He has finished his race. The clock has stopped, but has he done enough to knock Maxwell Wickens out of that hot seat? And at 5:37, not good enough, unfortunately, today, which means Maxwell gets to sit in that seat a little bit longer. But we've got Tad Mader and Cosmo Bloor, Edward Crossling, the final three raiders. We are down to the business end. We've got Cosmo Bloor.
So out on course at the moment, we've got Tad Mader and Cosmo Bloor just lined up. He'll set off in about 4 minutes. Right now, though, I want to catch up with Matthew. Looks like he's struggling to get enough air into his lungs. So out there on course, obviously, it's a really tough one. About a kilometre of uphill and then followed by almost a kilometre of downhill through the technical descent. How did you find the river right at the end there?
The river wasn't actually too bad. Just made sure to carry speed through and out the water. Get a right gear before you drop in so you can spin out of the water.
Yeah, cool. So I mentioned that earlier. Obviously, it's really tough because you come in off quite a highly geared section into the drop, through the river, and then up the climb. You need to get that gear shift done somewhere. What was your favourite part of the TT course today here, presented by Rotorua Isuzu?
Probably the river crossing. It was real cool having everyone down there supporting and cheering.
Yeah, cool. And what's the plan going into the race tomorrow? Waka 50?
Just kind of sit at a good pace, don't blow up too early, and try to save some energy for the last couple Ks.
Cool, bro. And anyone you want to give a big thank you to?
Big shout out to Evo Cycles and Trek Bikes for all their support over the past year.
Cool, bro. Right, get out of here and go home, rest up, and good luck tomorrow. So if we're going to see the hot seat change, it's going to be in the next two riders. It's either going to be Tad or Cosmo. As we know, Edwin just out here for a bit of fun, bit of a play. So keep your eyes peeled on the next, 7-8 minutes of riding.
Yes, so Tad Mader too on a single-speed, fully rigid bicycle today as well. And of course, he is the single-speed world champ from 2017. Of course, he is here racing the Waka 100 thanks to Giant Bicycles. And of course, presented by the team at Camelback. So Tad Mader out on course, fully rigid, single-speed bike is what he is racing. It'll be interesting to see what he can bring and never know, might be able to knock Maxwell out of that hot seat here at Event Village. We're waiting for the rider to come into shot. Of course, it will be that famously Rotorua corkscrew. And we'll see Tad there. He'll be monstering those hills on those single speed.
Yeah, so Tad taught me a lesson or two about single speeding. Obviously, he's a bit of a whiz. Last year in Waka 50, he was fourth, I was fifth, so he ended up beating me, putting me away. Looks like it's backfired there a little bit. He stalled on one of those climbs. I wouldn't blame that on the single speed. I think that's a lapse in potentially concentration. Definitely he's got the skill there, but potentially he just made a mistake.
So cruising through the famously Rotorua corkscrew, the climb wasn't as pretty as he was probably hoping for, but definitely the descent looking pretty fluid, rolling through that section there as he heads towards the Giant Bicycle log roll. And I know that your line has been taped off on the log roll, so riders having to look at other options in that area.
Yeah, I know a lot of riders favour that middle line around the giant log roll. However, it's not open today, so riders must choose left up through the log drop or round on the right line around the outside. So it'll be really interesting to see how Tad goes, and obviously Cosmo sitting here in the start booth, ready to go. Cosmo and Tad, really good mates and quite good training buddies, so really exciting.
It is. So we can see Tad coming through into the Electrical Solutions alley as we speak on the screen, and then rolling into the MB3 sprint section of the course. It's only a short, sharp course, 1.9 kilometres, but these riders are definitely laying it down. $250 worth of prize money up for grabs for both male and female. Josie Wilcox securing that. And then, of course, the seating tomorrow for the start line.
Yeah, for sure, the all-important seating. So obviously heading out of here, we got a little bit of a start loop, and then it's into single track of Tahi and Creek. So making sure that you're up the pack where you want to be is really important, and seating and the time trial today really, really helps out.
Absolutely. So we can see Tad now coming down to the Camelback Splash section. So he's making his way down through that BDO Rotorua cutting. So a lot steeper than it appears on camera too, Tristan.
Yeah, for sure, a lot steeper, and the holes through there are a lot deeper than it looks. So off the roots, it drops off quite a lot, and it's really challenging and really upsets your rhythm, I'm sure. We'll go ask Maxwell about it. Maxwell, that last section through the BDO cutting, obviously it really upsets your rhythm, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, it's pretty rough. So, yeah, the drops, I mean, they can catch you out a little bit because you come in, there's a flat corner, so there's no support around that corner, so got to really check your speed coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Really, really easy to get wrong. So we see Tad just come through the Camelback Splash through the river, and we're expecting him over the bridge right now. So Tad on the single speed. Let's watch as he spins his big legs out into the finish chute.
Of course, on that single speed, fully rigid bike, Tad Mater getting a little loose with his rear wheel in that pumacy section before heading into the straight. All the power coming out through the back wheel and finishing up his run here. So Maxwell Wicken still having the lead, but we're just going to wait for the timing to update. Not good enough, unfortunately, for Tad Mater. 5:43, which means Maxwell Wicken still holding on to that hot seat position. 5:15, Cosmo Bloor out on course in the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial here at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park. 2 riders remaining. Cosmo Bloor, Edward Crossling, and of course we've heard from Tristan today saying that Ewan will be taking his time out there. Will he still be in contention? We'll find out after Cosmo's done his run out on course. We are waiting for Cosmo to appear on screen. Of course, heading to that first camera that we do see in the famously Rotorua corkscrew. A few little route sections on that climb, catching a few riders out today, making them stall. But then, of course, then rolling into the flowy descent on the other side of the famously Rotorua corkscrew. We're waiting to see if he pops into sight, but Tristan's standing by to catch up with Tad.
Sure am, right here with Tad Mater. Tad, how did your lap go out there today?
Oh, it was pretty tough as always. Spinning out on the road and then just really hard on the climbs. That's how it goes, eh?
So obviously single speed, the only single speed rider in the shootout. Why?
I don't know. I think you should ask Tim about that. I'm still questioning it.
Cool. And so obviously Cosmo Bloor out there at the moment. You're a bit of a mentor and a really good friend to Cosmo. How do you think he'll go?
I would say friend. Yeah. Mentor, I'm not too sure. I think he's done one single speed race, so I'm not really good at being a mentor. No, I think he'll go really well. He did an awesome race last year. So yeah, I think he'll just going to repeat or do better.
Yeah, cool. Do you think he'll take the win today in the shootout?
Cosmo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do. If he stays upright, that's going to be pretty hard to beat, I think.
Yeah, for sure. When Cosmo's on, he's on, and it's really hard to beat him. So good luck for tomorrow, and I wish you all the best.
Thanks, Tristan. Cheers.
So there we have it. Tristan catching up with Tad Mater, finishing up his run here at the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout for 2018. We are getting down to the business end. We've only got 2 riders remaining. Cosmo Bloor, he's currently out on course. You heard Tristan talking about it. He's like a dog with a bone sometimes, Cosmo. So this might be his chance to knock Maxwell Wickens out of that hot seat. $250 up for grabs thanks to the team at Rotorua Isuzu. And then, of course, those very important seeding placings for the start line tomorrow. Of course, these riders wanting to get a clean start on their run, not wanting to pick their way through the field. That's what the shootout is all about. And then, of course, the final rider, Edward Crossling, our defending champ, the winner of the Waka 100 last year. And, of course, the shootout here on the Saturday. So we'll be looking forward to seeing Edward out on course. He's already said, you know, he's going to be taking it easy today. Be interesting to see what time he does set out on course. But we're just waiting to catch a glimpse of Cosmo Bloor out on course. That first camera at the famously Rotorua corkscrew should be our first glimpse of Cosmo out on the course. So we'll just have to stand by. Oh no, he's gone through there. We're now into the giant log roll. So coming through that section, choosing his lines, and then heading into the Electrical Solutions alley. And then he'll be popping into the MB3 sprint. And, of course, MB3, part of the amazingness that is bringing this live broadcast to you, wherever you are in the world watching it. Of course, live from Whakarewarewa Forest here in Rotorua, New Zealand. So Cosmo looking pretty fluid through these sections as we see him attacking that rise as he comes back through and approaching the BDO Rotorua cutting.
Yeah, looks like he's going to come down here. It'll be interesting to see how he handles this, which line he takes. So just straight through the middle. Carry some good speed through there and gets on the gas nice and early, which is going to be really helpful.
You would have been telling him to go higher, Tristan. Take your line through the BDO cutting.
Yeah, he's not silly enough to listen to me, though.
All right, so we've got one more feature for Cosmo to go through, which is the Camelback splash. Of course, that pro line riders, he definitely made a splash there. Pulled up in time for the bank. You can hear the crowd in the forest cheering him on. He is like a dog with a bone. I said it earlier. He is coming through. We're going to be finding out whether what he's doing is fast enough. He's looking pretty fluid onto the bridge.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, Philly. So we see him come through the last corner now. If the time's going to be broken, it's going to be broken right now. So keep your eyes on the finish line. Here he comes. Last few hundred meters.
5:15 is the time to beat.
Sprinting right up to the line, which is what we would like to see. I'm going to go catch up with him straight away and get it fresh off him. We're not even going to let him catch his breath.
We're just waiting for the timing to catch up. And I can tell you, it's not enough. 5 minutes 16. So close, but no cigar. 1 second behind. Maxwell Wickens still holding the lead in the Rotorua Isuzu shootout in the hot seat. Maxwell, how's the relief feeling?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Cosmo certainly does really well at these events. So, yeah, like he also just did a really awesome time. So it's cool that it's nice and close. Makes it exciting.
That's the thing, it is making it exciting, and we've got Tristan, he's going to be catching up with Cosmo right now, and I can tell you that Edward Crossling out on course, the defending champ, he is out racing. We'll be catching up soon, but Tristan, how's Cosmo?
Yeah, cool, I got Cosmo here, and he's had a bit of an issue out there. Cosmo, would you like to tell everyone what went wrong?
Yeah, kind of haven't practiced that line into the stream, and yeah, hit a rock with the front wheel pretty hard and got up flat, so just trying to get back safely. Like obviously that last corner was a bit difficult with good 5 PSI.
Yeah, Cosmo notorious for running at about 15, 16 PSI on his tyres on a good day. So back down to 5, a little bit different for those last few hundred metres for you?
Yeah, definitely, but cool course.
Cool. What would you do differently if you were to do this race again?
Oh, I just guess being here earlier, kind of got the timing wrong, so should have been here at 12, not 1.
Practice, kids, practice, and check out the event website so you know all the details, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet, bro, get out of here.
So there we have it, catching up with Cosmo Bloor. We still have Maxwell Wickens sitting in the hot seat. Of course, the giant Waka 100, the racing action unfolding tomorrow, presented by Camelback. And of course, we've also got the Sotheby's International Realty event, the 50-kilometre event happening tomorrow too. Just one of the 6 events that are happening over the 2 days here from our event HQ at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park. We are waiting. Edward Crossling has already said that he's just going out to have a pedal. Not so keen on racing it today. What's going to happen, Tristan?
Well, I just had a thought. A lot of riders, or a lot of athletes, when they're comfortable and they're relaxed, they perform at their best. So we could expect a little bit of an upset here from Edwin.
Do you reckon he was psyching us out? Do you reckon he was going to go, yeah, I'm just going to take it easy, just going to have a chilled ride?
Well, I'll tell you what, I got his cell phone right here, and for him to give me his cell phone and not ride with it, it means he's probably going to be pretty serious, and he's wanting to ride as fast and as hard as he can.
All right, so we're standing by to see Edward Crossling coming into shot now. Of course, that first shot that we do see is at the famously Rotorua corkscrew. So climbing up here, he wanted me keeping that fluid. Cut little step-ups too with some roots in this area.
Yeah, for sure. We've already seen a few riders struggle on them, but looks like he's over the first one. And over the second one, nice and fine. Obviously, camera doesn't pick it up, but it's probably a 10, 15 centimetre little step up for the riders to negotiate, but he's through it all right. He's riding over the top of the corkscrew now, so the famously Rotorua corkscrew, and he's going to drop back down. This left-hand corner can be really tricky for some of the riders. It'll be interesting to see which line he chooses. Looks like high right, which has really helped him around that. Nice flow and linked into the next corner really nicely. It's therefore helped him carry out speed, and he's well on his way to our next section, which is the giant log roll.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, that line that you like taking being cornered off, being marked off with the giant sign. So riders having to choose 2 of the alternatives in that area, and be interesting to see which one's going to be faster and which one Edwin's going to take out there today.
Yeah, for sure. So here he comes into it now. Looks like he's gone straight through the middle. So obviously on the middle, it's faster through the corner. However, on the outside, you carry more speed out of the corner. And that's one of the best things about Rotorua. You've got all these options for lines.
Awesome. And you can see him coming through the Electrical Solutions alley into the MB3 sprint section, which means he's getting closer to home. That last real technical stage coming out with the BDO Rotorua cutting. So these riders are losing a lot of elevation over a very short meterage. So it is pretty steep in there, and the camera really doesn't show it.
Yeah, for sure. It's really, really challenging, and it really does upset your rhythm because you're out there and your heart rate's through the roof, and then all of a sudden you got to sort of pick yourself back up and really work your way down through this section.
So he's dropping into this section now as we speak. So you take a higher line through here.
Yeah, so Matthew Wilson displayed it really nicely earlier on. I haven't seen any of the other riders do it, but that looked like it worked for Cosmo, and each to their own. So if you find something that works for you, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, whatever gives you the confidence to definitely pin it through there. All right, so we are waiting to see him drop into the camelback splash. We are talking about a defending champ, Edward Crossling, coming into shot very shortly. That pro line, there he goes, making a splash, and then shooing up that hill and into that right-hand corner, making sure that he is staying upright, and we should be able to see him pop across the bridge very, very shortly. There he is, I can see him.
Nice cheeky little smile on his face, so you can tell he's definitely enjoying it out there. Either that or it's quite a pretty grimace.
Digging it in for the final stages to find out whether he's able to knock Maxwell Wickens out of the hot seat, or whether Maxwell will be the winner of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout time trial for 2018. Waiting for the timing clock to update me, let me know what Edwin Crossling's time is. It's 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes something. It's 5 minutes 38, which means the winner of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout is the man himself in the hot seat, Maxwell Wickens. $250 from the team at Rotorua Isuzu. Maxwell, how does that feel? You look pretty cool, calm and collected. Break a smile. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome feeling. Stoked. It's like last year when I was racing here, I was just coming back from an injury, so it's nice to be here like full strength. So it feels pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome. So lining up tomorrow morning, how's this going to change your game plan, your race plan for tomorrow?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be probably riding behind some of the guys who were like definitely Cosmo. I things like that. I haven't done a marathon race before, so it's just really pacing myself and make sure I get lots of nutrition, like hydration, that's really essential.
And settling into your own rhythm
Yeah,
before you
yeah,
head out there.
definitely, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, there you have it, the winner of the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout. He's been sitting in the hot seat for a few riders now, but it is none other than Maxwell Wickens. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Maxwell. Bask in the glory of being the winner of this fantastic event. It is, of course, the Rotorua Isuzu Shootout for 2018. We thank you for watching, for being part of this live broadcast. It's been epic to have you all on board and being here with us here at Waipa Mountain Biking Car Park. We're looking forward to seeing you all again tomorrow as the racing unfolds. We have got a full lineup with the giant bicycles, Waka 100, presented by Camelback. It all gets underway tomorrow morning. We look forward to seeing you back as the racing action unfolds on one of the toughest mountain biking marathons right here in Rotorua.
Come on. Thanks, mate.
Crankworx Rotorua, March 18th to the 24th, 2019. For tickets and information, go to crankworx.com.
Probably done 100 marathons easily in the last 7 or 8 years, and the Waka 100 is number one. Yeah, it's just a magic race. Magic.
I just couldn't really realise, that I actually finally did it. It's been a long time, and the last couple of years getting second. To think I've finally done it, I was just like, this is awesome. This is the one I really wanted.
My first one, and I'll definitely be back next year. Yeah, awesome.